Yo, guys, what up? We're here for a Saturday hangout, man. Things have been popping off. Things have been going crazy up in this piece, man. So we are going to do a Copa America preview. So I told you, Messi, you're on watch. But there's so much stuff to get through. I think we're going to leave the Copa America preview to our last topic. So we're going to talk Euros. I think the first thing we're going to do is reaction to the game so far, reaction to the teams and so forth. And then we will then look at the games to come ahead. So we'll now do talk a little bit about maybe the France game, but our main thing is England against Croatia. Based off the hype of England, we'll then preview England and Croatia and the rest of the games, maybe like Netherlands, Ukraine as well. So the games moving forth in the next few days. And then afterwards, we'll then touch upon the Copa America, man. So again, guys, this is where you are. Like, subscribe. If there's anything desperately you want us to say, if you wanna support Hazard, if there's any beautiful, nice things you want to say about Hazard, feel free to send a dub. And I will make sure that I will read it 6 times. Any good
guy is football's biggest group.
Any dubs that compliments Hazard, I will read it 5 times. So that's what I'm saying. I will read that dub 5 times.
He's lying.
Anything
Shout out Torgan.
Torgan Hazard. Just read his name 10 times.
You're wasting your cash. You're wasting your own cash, man.
Torgan take over, baby.
Spend wisely. Look, I told you, once we get to the Hazard topic, you guys are just going to look like fools, man. So I think there's only one place for us to start, man. There's only one place for us to start. Let me just hit my mark here, man. All right, so Eriksen. First of all, thankfully, he's breathing, he's alive, he's well. Because that was weird, and that was very difficult to watch. That was very hard to sort of take in, man. So I think, first of all, just your general thoughts. I think even more than general thoughts, I think the general thoughts are the same. So I think that's not even really the question I want to ask. I think the main footballing question is Denmark and the players going out. Now, my views, and I want to hear what your views are. My view is this. Because you see, I think it's only like me reading through that I actually understand what Finland actually happened. So it's Finland's first major tournament. It is, I think, their first victory in a major tournament, because a guy from Finland on one of the streams said, "Bro, this is our biggest victory we've ever had in our history, but I don't know how to celebrate." And my thing is, they won the game. They have 3 points. That's fair. That's not changing. But I believe that Denmark should not have gone through. First of all, gladly that he survived, but you almost saw your teammates, or for some people, a close friend of yours, die. That will mess with you. Also, you lost your best player. Not through injury, through the weirdest of circumstances. I would think you would need at the very least, minimum 24 hours to go through there. So we heard that Eriksen said, okay, you guys can go through and play. If I was Denmark's manager, I'd be like, Eriksen, thank you for giving the whole thing. We need 24 hours. We need 24 hours, make you go through and everything, and then let's get back. Because I looked at that Denmark guys, and of course, they are the superior team. They're the better team. And Finland were like David against Goliath. But you could see that it was still weighing on their minds. You look at Finland's goal, you could say that lapse in concentration, or was the defender's mind still somewhere else? Højbjerg, you could see the pressure he was on in taking that penalty. Now, I would think that surely he must have I think Delaney would be a better penalty taker than him, but it is what it is.
Go away, go away.
Yeah, go wait or something. But he stepped back. You could see how nervous he was taking it because of the weight on what happened and maybe how much it would have meant to really score that goal and maybe win it for Denmark. So let me come first to Hussein. So Hussein, I mean, where do you stand with it? Is it a case of Denmark, they went out, they decided to play, boom, or do you think it's a case of like, no, someone, the manager, somebody should have said, no, we need 24 hours before these guys go out and play based on just what happened?
Yeah, so first off, I want to say, prayers to Christian Eriksen and his family. It's good to hear that, he's conscious, he's, getting up. But I also want to give a shout out to the Denmark team as well. They're covering him, giving him privacy. Kasper Schmeichel, consoling his wife. And then Simon Kjær with the CPR, that really saved him there. So, kudos to the Danish team. But in terms of the match today, I think it shouldn't have been played today. Everyone is saying that.
Okay. So are you now putting the blame on UEFA then?
So what I'll say is that first off, they were saying that Christian Eriksen talked to the team. Yeah, he FaceTimed the team, and they're saying that he wanted them to continue. But if he didn't want them to continue, obviously that's fine on them. But you could just imagine how the players are feeling that someone just collapsed right in front of their eyes, and that could be mentally just kind of hurting them. So I don't really see the need for UEFA to say, okay, if he said it, let's continue the match. I think there should have been a 24-hour break to give this team the time to kind of recover from that. Look at players like Kasper Schmeichel, for example. This is not the first time that he's witnessed this kind of incident. He's witnessed this when he was at Leicester. Unfortunately, Kunfichai with the helicopter crash.
Yeah.
So it's moments like that, that's hurting this team, and you could kind of see it. It's like you said, there was pressure on Højbjerg when he was taking the penalty, and then there was just pressure on the Danish team as well. I think when they were kind of warming up, you could kind of tell by their facial expressions they weren't really in for it. So that's why I personally believe that the match shouldn't have continued.
Jamal?
Yeah, man. I was 100% shocked when the game restarted.
I was so shocked, bro. No, because it's funny you said that because so obviously I was doing like the lineup preview for the Belgium theme game, and then because I always look on Google just to see what matches are happening, and then it just said TBD, like postponed. And then someone said, "Oh, it's continuing." I said, no, and then it then said halftime. I said, "What?" I was shocked that they were continuing because I just assumed that this will be like tomorrow, or they're just trying to find some other day. I was shocked that you're gonna go out and still play. I was shocked.
Yeah. Because I actually screamed when I see the match started back because I didn't even know Christian Eriksen, and bro, my knees was weak. I couldn't watch that, man. That
it was awful.
Yeah, same.
Bro, that was so. Imagine players who actually know him as a friend and as a teammate. I did not know how these players could play. I gave them respect, man. And next thing, you telling me if Kasper Schmeichel was fully 100%, he's not saving that, guys? Come on,
he would have saved
the defender. What about the defender? He just went to sleep. So you never know. You never know.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm hearing is the Switzerland players wanted to play, and bro, if you guys wanted to play, you can't complain. Because if it was your choice and not you, FIFA or UEFA, I think Switzerland have to take that L, man.
No. Also, I mean Denmark.
Sorry, Denmark.
No, but see, my thing is that I do believe that the Denmark players are okay. Like, if that's your decision, hence why I say Finland should not have any qualms with it. If the Denmark wanted to play, it's clear.
Yeah.
My thing is that the Denmark manager should have stepped in and said, guys, I am the manager here. I'm responsible for this team, and I'm responsible for giving this team the best chance of winning this competition. And the best chance we have is to reset 24 hours, come in mentally afresh and go through. So I think the Denmark manager should have said, no, guys, had a discussion with the guys, say, look, I know you guys want to play. I know you're ready to play. As a manager and so forth, no, we need at the very minimum 24 hours just to take this out of our system, get it out, and boom, it is way too soon. Way too soon.
Yeah, and one quick thing I must say before I go is I just feel this has damaged Denmark tournament. I feel they're gonna finish bottom of the group. I don't know about you guys. I know we will talk about the groups later, but for me, I think Denmark, I feel mentally I don't feel that right for this tournament. So,
but because if you think about it, like mentally they are gone. We don't know how they react, and they've lost their best player. So
big point.
Eriksen is their best player, who they've now lost, and the way that they lost him. So it's like a double whammy. So
is he gonna play again, guys?
No way. You see.
I doubt it.
Wait, Jamal. It may be a case of his career could be over.
That's what I'm saying.
We now have to see what the doctors say, because that's what happened to Mwamba. They said this is so serious that if you play again, it could aggravate. So Eriksen's career is in jeopardy. I mean, his tournament is over. Like that's done. But
100%.
His playing career could be over.
50-50, bro. 50-50. Yeah.
Red Devil, talk to me.
Yeah, the doctor.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with all these things. I think I think it's very, when these things happen, I think everyone really try and figure things out, try and maybe point blame. This should have done, this should happen, etc. So, and to be honest, these are freak events, these are freak instances, and maybe I speak on my sort of medical thing. It's almost what I find interesting is it's from my perspective is that I almost have to, as someone who kind of sees this on an ad hoc every other day basis, I almost have to kind of remind myself that the general public does not. So I will, I always tell people about how I, when I was in my junior training, and there was I think it was the Great North Run. This was a few years back, and long story short of it, this similar age woman to Christian Eriksen, she was about 28, I think, came in cardiac arrest. We were CPRing her for must have been hours, and unfortunately she died. And what was worse is that she had 2 children. I don't remember the father was there, and you have to go and speak to them, and they're basically orphaned. So it's so when people saying all this or this that, like you obviously you need to look at these things with perspective. And to be honest, one of the blessings that Christian Eriksen had and swap players have is that with a lot of these things, timing is important. So obviously the Danish players alerting the referees, but more importantly that there's a defibrillator that's close by, so that can shock that's there. Because if this happened, in a way, it's a blessing that he was at the tournament. Imagine if he was on holiday in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere, and this happened.
Because the thing is that, I thought it was a collision.
Yeah,
so I think initially somebody was running just to sort of. So I don't think they got the defibrillator to begin with. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think, because people don't know what happened.
Yeah,
so I think,
and from what I heard initially,
I think, well.
yeah, exactly. I think initially what happened is they thought it finished. So I think they brought the physios on, but then I think one of the demonstrators, I've forgotten his name. I think it's Simon something, secured his airway, and obviously checked the Simon Kier. So he secured his airway, which was very good. Obviously, was swallowed his tongue, and then made sure that ushered the medical staff to come in so they could start commencing CPR and obviously getting the defibrillator on. Because I said, well, a lot of these things, it's time, and I've always been an avid campaigner of making sure that in a lot of big organization companies that there should be a defibrillator there on hand, because obviously when it comes to any cardiac arrest situation, you know, the more minutes that someone is basically in the cold phase, i.e. they're not actually have access to a defibrillator, the worse outcome there was. And to be honest, if I'm honest, when I looked at what was going on, he was on the floor for quite some time, like almost about 10 minutes or so, you know, so, you know, any longer, and it could have been a bad case scenario. So I wish Christian Eriksen all the best. And
but I think,
go on.
Again, just to bring in your expertise, man, I mean,
go on.
What is the likelihood that he plays again? Could this be a case of where, from just like, you know, watching in the medical field, that this is a case of where he would be advised to never play football again? Or rather, what would you say, like, as a percentage of the chances he's allowed to take the pitch to play professional football again?
I think they need to establish the cause of the cardiac arrest in the first place. You know, initially, like I said, the people thought it was a feint. It clearly wasn't. I thought possibly, I don't know what Christian's underlying medical history is, whether maybe he's an asthmatic that can sometimes do it, but it looks like it was cardiac. In which case, if that's the case, and if obviously there's no structural reason as to why he did it, and it's maybe a genetic issue or something, then yeah, possibly maybe this might be the last game that he plays, which will be quite unfortunate for him at 29, you know. So and you know, but I mean but let's be honest, he's probably going to be like, I have a wife, I have kids, you know, if it means that I love the game, but if it means that I can spend the time with them, you know, and my family and friends, etc., that I have more life, it's a necessary sacrifice. I imagine that will be in his mind, you know, as I'm sure will be for most people here. So yeah, it's good to just keep things in perspective, and you know, and as a general advice to people who are watching, I do think with these types of things, it's always important to kind of know where your local hospital is, where you think that just having an awareness of where things are, because with a lot of these things, whether it's heart attacks, strokes, etc., like a lot of these things are dependent on timing. The quicker you are to get to something, the better your outcome is going to be, if that makes any sense, you know? So,
and do you think that you just taking it to maybe like a more footballing level? Do you think it was right that they continued the game? I mean, do you think the manager should have stepped in, or you even should have stepped in and be like, nope, even if you wanted to go on 24 hours, out of respect, we're going to give you at least 24 hours?
I don't know. I don't know, H, to be honest, because no one really knows what's gone on behind the scenes, to be honest. Like it's such an emotionally charged situation. That's why I say it's when you're, you know, again, I guess based on experience, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easy to kind of see it when you're somewhat removed from the situation. But like I said, like the example I told you with what happened to the woman and then the children, when you're in that situation there and it's raw and you're having to deal with this ugly realities to people and stuff like that, you don't know how you react. It's different. It's you know, sometimes you react on emotion, sometimes it's logic. Like there's no, you know, there's no protocol to it, if that makes any sense, because this is not something that you deal with on a daily basis. So that's why I said it's like I can't really fault whatever the situation was, whether the Denmark players want to play on, whether you wait for whatever. Like it's just, yes, maybe they could have delayed it, maybe they couldn't, but I don't think you can really find fault with anyone now because it's just a tragic situation, and you just try and deal with these things the best way that you can in this situation. You know what I mean?
Marta, talk to me, man. I mean, with regards to Denmark still going ahead or so forth, I mean, should the match have still happened?
Oh, sorry. So before I finish, the only thing I would say, and I think Derek in the comments is because I've just seen it highlighted, is that the only thing I might say is that this could possibly raise a question argument about how much football the players have actually played, because the footballers have played a lot of games since then, over and over and over again. And, you know, is this... I don't want to speculate, but I'm just sort of saying that, like...
I think it was Lewandowski that raised the point. Yeah. Someone raised the point of like, man, we have to play so many of these games. And these guys, nobody thinks of the players with regards to just how many games they're going to play. And because as consumers, we just want to more games. I think that's, man, like, who cares how much even if they're getting paid billionaires, they're still human beings, playing a 90 minutes, very physically intensive game.
Yeah, exactly. I think that if there's anything that's going to be should be question out, it should be, given the lack of given the code and given the sheer amount of games that have happened this season to keep up with it, and then going into Euros,
having your whole country pressure
exactly,
on you.
Exactly. So yeah,
so he's captain, isn't he? He's captain, isn't he?
No, it's Simon Kjær.
Oh, it's
Simon Kjær is the captain.
Okay.
Martin, talk to me.
Yeah. It's a really sad situation. Prayers to Eriksen and his family. It's crazy. This situation. Well, HH, you watch basketball. This situation actually reminded me of I don't know if you saw the 30 for 30. It's by Hank Gathers. We'll look that one up. It had to do with him being a part of the Loyola basketball team 30 years ago. I think it was back in the early 90s where a similar situation like this actually happened. The guy collapsed on the middle of the court. He had to see the doctors. They found out that he had an enlarged heart.
Oh.
So they told him that he had to be. They didn't advise him to continue to play basketball, but he insisted on playing. He said that he felt completely fine, and then after a few weeks, when he finally came back to play, literally the first game that he came back to play, he ended up collapsing again on the middle of the basketball court, and a few hours later, he ended up passing away.
Damn.
So yeah, it's on one of the 30 for 30s. I think it was on the first season. But yeah, this kind of reminded me of that. This Eriksen situation kind of reminded me of that, and like like Red Devil said, like it's something you're gonna have to think about, like, because your football career, it's like you never know when it's gonna be over. But I mean, you have family, you have kids. I mean, you have to.
Because the most painful thing is that things were just really on the up. He just won the league with Inter Milan, playing a very crucial role. Denmark were looking good. Like, before this happened, like they would have eventually scored against Finland and everything. So his career after things went to was on the up. Like, boom, Inter Milan won the league. That's doing well, although Conte's going away. Denmark, this is a pretty good Denmark team. I've now gotten back into playing some of my best football now. So, but I think as Red Devil said, I think he said is, if you wait up, let me continue my good form on football and family and stuff, because you've made enough money to be like, chill.
Yeah, of course. And I understand both sides, I mean, if they wanted to delay the game or just postpone it for 24 hours, that's understandable. And at the same time, you still you would want to play. Eriksen wanted them to continue to play, and you would want, as a teammate, to go out and, play your hardest out there for him, because he went through this serious situation. But I mean, yeah, it's just a sad piece of reality that, it hits everybody. Like, yep. It's a reminder, things can be taken away just like that. That's why you have to be grateful with what you have. Like, as a footballer, you were given a gift, and in any split second it can be taken away from you just like that. So you just gotta be mindful of things, and just really appreciate the little things in life.
Abdul, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yo, yeah. I don't know if you know, but I'm actually from Denmark.
Oh, okay.
And I live in Copenhagen, funnily enough.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And many people, they don't want, like, he's Christian Eriksen, he's not the captain, but he's like the biggest player in the team,
Yeah.
What was the question, sorry?
So I mean, my thing is, was it right? Do you think that someone should have stepped in with regards to Denmark carrying on? because they mentally were not there. So do you think the manager should have stepped in? Even if the players agreed to play, should the manager or even UEFA have said, we're going to give you 24 hours? Out of respect, we're going to give it. Even if you're ready, we're going to give you 24 hours. Because it just seemed weird that these guys they just came out and played the second half. So
to be fair, yeah, like I didn't see a big difference in the performance from the first half to the second half.
Here's my thing though. Even if they were dealing with that stuff, they were so much better than Finland. They would always be the aggressor.
I know, that's the thing.
I look at the Højbjerg penalty miss, and then I look at the way that the goal was conceded. Do those happen if the Eriksen didn't happen?
Denmark had 22 shots. Yeah. 6 on target, no goals. Finland, 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. Football, yeah, it can be a really cruel game. And you know that. But that's also what makes it a beautiful game at the same time, you know? From the Finland's perspective, that you can be the worst side by far and still come out winners. I don't know. I think, to be fair, I think there must have been some pressure. There must have been some pressure on getting the game done today. Because one thing that people don't realize is this is in Copenhagen. Those fans from Finland, yeah, they are coming from Finland, booking hotel rooms, flights, and a lot of them probably had a return flight tomorrow, and their booking probably went, like, they only booked for tomorrow. So if they had to reschedule, it would have been a hefty, like, price that they would pay for it, you know, and it would have been UEFA who would have paid for it. So I think that.
But then Abdul are putting a price on life, aren't we?
No, you're not putting a price on life, because I mean he wasn't gonna play. You know, you're putting a price on. You're like, they are desperate for this game to finish, because it would mess up the whole structure, you know, and it would.
No. And then that's my thing is like, are you putting the whole structure, organization thing ahead of? Because in my mind, Abdul, my thing was like, I was like, no, there's no way that this game is happening. So now the thing is that they just have to figure out when next they can play. I know what, maybe it's behind closed doors.
In my opinion,
they do like neutral position behind closed doors, but it can't take place like literally an hour after what we just saw.
Yeah.
Would you
because
play?
Did they continue? Wait. The Mwamba thing, did they continue playing after the Mwamba incident? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
No, I think the game was suspended, if I recall.
Yeah, I think the game was suspended. It's crazy. After what we just saw, the emotions, people crying and all that kind of stuff, you then go out. It's crazy.
Would you play the Chich if you was in that position?
No, hell no. You see, I'm trying to think of, like, let's say it's my friend. Teammates is one thing. Remember, teammates is teammates. Let's say it's teammates and friend, because you saw Delaney crying, you saw Christensen crying. So maybe those guys are like, this is our friend as well. So how do you get rid of those emotions within the space of an hour? Even if he calls you and sort of, it's still in there. So you're still,
bro.
Okay, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, you have a point. You do have a point, you know. But at the end of the day, the players did come out and say, you know, they did agree to it apparently. So they can't really say anything. But the thing is, like, from a, you know, when people ask me who am I supporting this tournament, obviously I would want Denmark to win, but I can't really call it supporting, because it's like, you know, that's like Newcastle fans, like at the beginning of the season, they support their team to win the Premier League, but that's not gonna happen, you know. And that's the same thing like with Denmark. I more have like teams that I don't want to win than teams I want to win.
We will get there.
I'll do that. I think that we are eerily similar in a weird way. In a weird way, we have very weird similarities in a very weird sick way. But continue.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was really disappointed with Denmark, bro. the thing is with Denmark, they are a counter-attacking team when it really comes to it. So they do struggle when they are faced with a low block, and they are favorites.
Yeah, the chances, man. There are so many chances.
Yeah,
man.
but HH, did they have many clear-cut chances?
No. My thing is that, hence why I said that, like, if you want to just go football cutthroat,
if they are the striker,
guys, be better. Like, the amount of times that you're just taking and the shots just going wayward, they're going over the bar and everything.
HH, I broke my monitor because of those shots. How many times did he get the ball at the edge of the box and just
Delaney. But bro, you have Paulson as a striker. I mean, I'm sorry. I know we are in a sentiment thing now, but still, Paulson.
You know what's messed up? I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the first half, up until the Christian Eriksen thing, did you notice like every minute or so, a player from Finland would go down and they would require medical help, you know? And it was frustrating me because they were like almost on purpose slowing down the game.
Tactical.
You know? So
no, but Abdul, you have to do that. See, Finland were like, this is our first major tournament and we're playing a team that are vastly superior to us. Use every single thing to your advantage.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When Christian Eriksen then went down, I said, "Come on, get up, man! You know, get up!" Because I thought he was doing like, but I got frustrated because there was no like long period of play. It was always being stopped. And then I realized, wow, this is actually serious, man.
No, I mean, it's like, see, it's because Jamal raised a very interesting point because Finland have just turned this group on its head. Because Denmark, I don't know what state of mind they're in. They're not beating Belgium. Belgium are getting 9 points in this group. So they have to now rely upon Russia. Is 3 points going to be enough? So they now have to beat Russia, beat them well enough, and hopefully, because many third place teams will finish with 3 points. So they have to now hope that our goal difference is good enough for the 3 points because Belgium are beating them. They're not beating Belgium. It's just not happening. Like, that's not happening. So it's.
Hey, do you know what the worst part is here in Denmark? Yeah, like all the buses and everything, like they've just put up like this Euro 2020, like they hyped up so much just for them to go out the group stage. Well, that would be so embarrassing.
No, but they was looking good, bro. Before they
were looking good. They were looking good, man. They were because it's so funny. Like, as I was watching, I was about to say, man, this Belgium-Denmark game is going to be good. Because I was really looking forward to Belgium-Denmark. So no, that's going to be a really good football.
Don't sleep on Denmark when they're parking the bus, man. Don't sleep on them when they're parking the bus.
Which is what Belgium will have to deal with. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be
Christian Eriksen. He has that Chelsea experience from parking the bus, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so what's it called? YSK Jackson, talk to me.
Yeah, man, that was something else. Because whenever you see somebody go down like that, you just it hits me because of my I have like a really critical asthmatic situation, so I'm always self-conscious about. That's the whole thing why I couldn't play professional football because they just they instantly scrap it. You can't use inhalers and everything. So, when stuff like that happens, it just really irks me and just freaks me out. And with his sort of career from now on, my uncle works in this field, and he instantly texted me. He was like, "I'll be shocked if he plays a single minute ever again," because it was the same case with Fabrice as well when his situation happened. And with this is strange because what he told me was from what he found out, Eriksen had multiple tests before. And there was no, so maybe Red Devil can clear this up for me. I'm no doctor, but he's had previous tests, and concluding those tests, there was no with cardiac arrest and stuff, you can understand if there's a possibility of it happening. But with Eriksen, there was no previous sort of signs of it.
That's what makes it so scary. That's what makes it so scary.
It could be another condition involving his respiratory system and everything. So. It's a crazy situation, man, and all the praise to him and his family. In terms of the game and should it have carried on, you can't you can't blame UEFA. To be honest, you can't put blame on them because if they, at the end
Oh,
of the day,
I'm not blaming it. See, I am not putting any blame on anyone. So I'm just putting it out there of like, I'm shocked. Like with what Gentleman was saying, I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying you, but there's people out there pointing fingers at UEFA saying they should have stopped the game. But at the end of the day, these are grown adults, and they decided that they should go ahead. And people say, oh, there might have been psychological damage to them. They could have also been like wanting to do extra just because of the situation that happened. They could have been more amped up to try and get a result for Eriksen. Maybe you never know
like
that
on the pitch, bro. Did not look like that.
Exactly, that's the thing. See, it could have been that they gave it 24 hours or something like that. Because Abdul said something about the schedule. I mean, guys, really, is that really going to mess it up if you just delay it for 24 hours?
Really?
What's it going to do?
Really?
Yeah,
no,
going to lose.
Because my thing was that you can, you've got several hours in the day. Are you saying that it's just going to just mess things up so crazy? If you just say, guys, I'm sorry,
all about the money.
Something crazy happened. I know you booked hotels and everything. We're playing this behind closed doors, or just play this in the whole thing. I'm sorry, it is what it is, but we can't play this thing right now. So, and I think the Finland fans would understand that. Okay, cool. We didn't get a full game because of something happened was beyond hands. We've got to give these guys time because let's just now give it the fairest way possible to give them time, and then let's have a good competitive game.
Would they have resumed the game if they played it 24 hours later as well?
I think they start you go from the start because it was 0-0.
Yeah.
Play from the start. You see, it would be tricky if it was 1-0 to now. That's tricky.
Yeah.
0-0. Let's just start from the beginning.
But guys, in that 41 minutes where Eriksen played, did you guys see any signs of him feeling tired or bending down or anything?
No, it just happened out of crazy. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. That's weird, man. It's weird.
What's it called? Hassan, talk to me.
Yeah, man. Obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to Eriksen and his family. I mean, I think that might have been the scariest thing I've seen in football since Fabrice, I think it was. I think that was like 2014, 2015. But yeah, man, onto the game. I think UEFA should have suspended the game. I think they should have acted like an actual governing body. I mean, of course the players want to go out and play for Eriksen, but it shouldn't be the player's choice. UEFA should act like a governing body and say, you guys chill out, maybe play tomorrow or the day after. But anyway, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out there, man. That was scary, man.
LB. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay. LB, talk to me. LB.
Sorry. Firstly, to begin with, thoughts and prayers to Eriksen and his family. Freak. Wouldn't even say accident. I mean, we hardly see things like this happening on a football pitch, let alone in sporting events. It sort of reminded me of, I don't know whether you guys follow cricket, but in 2014, the Australian cricketer Phil Hughes was hit by a cricket ball on the neck, and he died. He never woke up.
I remember that. I remember that. I think because the thing is that because we were forced to play cricket in school and everything, and I always say to people that if this ball hits you, you're screwed. Because I don't know how many of you play cricket. This thing is hard as granite.
Yeah, bro.
And I always say that if this thing hits you, you are finished. And I think I remember hearing that, the ball struck someone and he died. And I was like, it makes sense because that thing is like, it's madness, right?
Yeah. And when it's bowled 150 kilometers an hour, it doesn't, it certainly doesn't tickle. So it certainly reminded me of that. And I remember the game was suspended. So I certainly think that it should have been suspended last night's game, that is, between the two countries. And I mean, the psychological effects that this can have on the players, it's immense. So I think, mentally they're going to be, quite, disturbed from it. I'm sure the Danish Football Association are going to organise, psychologists and support to the players to start accessing, because, as I said, we hardly see events like this happening on a football pitch or any sport. So yeah, in terms of UEFA, I mean, they couldn't really do much. I think it was sort of just up to the two teams to agree to suspend the game, but they kept on playing, and we saw that it severely impacted Denmark's performance.
Yes, society man, round us off,
Hey,
bro.
Tish, can I say one thing?
Go for it, Hassan.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, yeah, the BBC are a disgrace, innit? Because when I was watching the game, as soon as Eriksen went down, they were showing his face.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
like, why do you?
as
It's
soon,
like,
yeah, go ahead.
oh, no, so go on.
Yeah, and as soon as the players built a wall around him, they put the camera on his wife, which is really disturbing. I mean, the BBC are a disgrace, man.
No, but see, my
Yeah,
thing
why
is
would they do that?
why? Like, and I think basically it's like there is this kind of attraction for negativity and sensationalism and everything. Is like you are focusing on a guy who is just limp and still and now breathing with his eyes open and so forth, and you're just filming the. It's like, are you sort of enjoying this sadness and everything? It's wild. It's wild. Yes, it talks to me, man. Round us off, man.
Yeah, I I work on the weekends. I work Saturdays, Sundays, and I work in the morning. And in America, we had all the games started at 8 a.m. That's the first game was Switzerland and
Wales.
Wales. I watched that, so I was excited. This Euros was starting, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, no matter how bad the games are, North Macedonia, I don't care. I am watching it. I was hyped up for this game. I was watching this game. I was working at the same time. Denmark was looking good. I thought Denmark Braithwaite was looking good. I mean, I'm like, okay, Braithwaite, you doing your thing. Um, I mean, Christian Eriksen is one of my favorite players. Um, and then all of a sudden, I see him. He's on the ground. I didn't really think too much of it. I thought it was maybe like a head collision or something
Yeah,
like
that's what I
that.
thought. Collision. Yeah.
Um, and then because like I think the BBC stream that you guys are talking about, because I was watching it on ESPN Plus. That's what we're watching in America. It was on ESPN. Um, and I feel like we got the same feed. It was basically the same feed because they were basically zooming in on him. Like you can like see like them like at first I
Why
didn't
was
think.
getting CPR on that? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I didn't think too much of it. And next they're like giving CPR and everything, and I'm like, what is going on? Um, they called his then when they pan out to his wife or his girlfriend, or I don't know, but his significant other, and everyone was crying. And
Yes, it's too much. I had to turn away, man. That was too much. I
just
couldn't deal with that. That's too much.
at that moment football's a game, guys. At the end of the day, this is a game. I love football. We play it, we watch it, we talk about it. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. I mean, people is a dream for people to play this game and make money out of it. But at the end of the day, it's a game. You win, you lose, you go home. That's it. And I
So,
just
so, 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 so on that, do you think that UEFA or someone should have stepped in and said, "No, we need to give you 24 hours," because it just seemed as if let's just get this going so we don't mess up with the schedule, rather than just respecting what happened, putting what happened as priority, and just figuring out another day for this to play, despite the players wanting to play on.
I think this is what I think. I think there's way too much that is put on the players. Way too much. Players have to solve racism. They have to make decisions like this if they want to play. um you know I don't want to compare because it's uncomparable, but the situation that happened in Copa America where the Brazilians, the players, they didn't have no choice. Like basically, like the players are always they always put on the owners always put on the players when they shouldn't be, in my general opinion. I respect the players for playing, but guys, like I watched what happened, and I was emotional, and a lot of people that have watched this game from the TV was emotional. Imagine the players who are on the pitch. Imagine, guys.
Which is why
I mean,
it's weird that they came out, but they decided to come out. I don't know why, but they decided to come out. Maybe they just felt that maybe that Eriksen FaceTime call gave them the motivation that no, we have to do this for Eriksen. I think see that's the weird thing. Maybe there was a discussion, maybe there was a deliberation, and maybe they insisted that no, Eriksen wants us to play. We must go out and play. So maybe that's an angle that I didn't look at. That if it's because I don't know how that FaceTime call went.
I wonder if all the players actually agreed to go out and play.
Yeah, that's had to.
Basically, I would want to know what discussion was had. Was there a disagreement? Were there a few that said, no, we shouldn't play, a few that wanted to play? This is my thinking. My belief is they didn't want to go. That's FaceTime call. Eriksen was like, guys, go out there, man. I'm cool, I'm fine, go out there. And they would have said, we need to. See, that's where things are.
But
I'm just looking at the body language. It's like the body language didn't scream, we are fired up based off what Eriksen said.
But the problem I have with this whole situation is that, again, why is it on the players to make that decision? I don't get that. That's the part I don't understand. Why is it always on the players
but
to
the thing
do
is,
everything?
I
don't get it.
What you need to understand is like it's why I said like earlier is that like at the end of the day, like none of us in the panel was actually there backstage to really in a situation. So like that's why like I don't not disagree with you, Yassi. Obviously we've been on this for a while, and we know that UEFA have issues. We get that, so to speak. But when these situations arise, because it's not just like obviously here, like whether it's hospital or places, like when these things happen, yes, there is a structure. Yes, there is a pathway, which is why he got defibrillated, he got resuscitated, got moved, etc. And that was quick and that was good. But sometimes, just around that, certain decisions are taken that may on the outside not necessarily be perceived as logical or right, but just necessary in that situation given what's happened, so because it's just a unique situation. So I always find, and when I've been in these situations stuff like that, yes, when you're on the outside looking in, you can say, oh, I should have done this, should have done that, maybe could this, could that, but the reality is that like when
we're
you're
not there, we're not on the inside.
You're not on the inside in that situation, and you have to make very quick, very decisive decisions. And it's only really in retrospect you go back and go, okay, maybe we can do that. Okay, maybe we can learn from it. Do it like with the Patrice Mwamba thing, which remember they obviously learned a lot from that, which is why this situation was probably handled a bit differently. Because I think, if I recall, of the Patrice Mwamba situation, it was actually a cardiologist from the stadium.
Yes,
so actually came in. One of the fans actually came in and then helped and supported that. Whereas obviously now, like these tournaments, they've got I think some consultant sports consultants that are there to train it. So even from that instance, they've learned. I'm sure from this instance, the UEFA would have learned from this as well, and they'll improve whatever it is.
It's so interesting they say that. I think from now on there'll be a thing of like every football game. I don't know if they're good for football, but for sure every tournament, a cardiologist is at hand. So because even if it happens once, it's even too many. The fact that we've now had another situation like this, there'll not be a thing of like every single game, a professional cardiologist is at hand. They're at hand because this is like you could save someone's life here. So this is the thing because it can just happen to anyone at any time.
But quick question is, guys, do you think this have anything to do with COVID?
No.
Do you think COVID had a part to play this?
Red Devil.
Probably schedule. You never know.
What are you saying? Or just
because Jamal asked that, do you think this has anything to do with COVID?
I mean, as in, do you think he had COVID and this?
No, as in, did you think that COVID could have had something to do with the?
Yeah, because I think he had it a few times. I think that I'm not sure. But
I mean, there is. I have no access to Christian Eriksen's medical records as well. So so anything that I would say would just be pure speculation because I've got no idea what his medical records are. All I know is that there is such a thing as I think it's called like long-term COVID syndrome.
Oh yeah, long
where,
COVID, long
yeah,
COVID.
long
Yeah.
COVID, where if you've been exposed to COVID and you've been symptomatic from it, and so then you know the long-term damage to like the sort of bronchioles in your lungs, that's with scar and inflammation, and basically it means that like it make you more prone to infections, and possibly it could have led to an arrest situation. So, but I would be very surprised if he had that, or if he had an outbreak of COVID and they allowed him to sort of to play for Denmark in the Euros. So that'd be quite strange.
Yeah.
So,
I heard
let
I
me,
heard that the physician at Inter, I think they said that Eriksen didn't have COVID at all. They said that he the guy's name is Piero Volpi. He said that he didn't contract COVID. He didn't. They weren't aware of any sort of medical condition that could have caused him to collapse.
which is scary.
This
You
is
know?
it's I guess it's, I mean, I'll make my final support. I don't want to sort to move on, but like, you know, the reality is that like, you know, unfortunately, like these things do happen. You know, there was, and I get it because people are like, oh, if we can just find a cause, if we can just find answer it. Like the reality is that like there are unfortunate circumstances, rare but not unheard of, where like something bad happens like this, and you're like, I don't know why this happened. I don't. It just happened. I don't know why it happened, and we don't know why. You know, for the majority of the time, yes, there's a cause, there's a reason, we treat or whatever. We know why it happened, but there's a small percentage where you're like,
Wait, I'm sorry. Someone in the
know.
comment say Eriksen is still trash. I mean, are humans? Are these guys for real? The guy just now had
That guy's a bum.
and guys are saying he's
Honestly.
trash. Oh come on! Man.
Wait,
no, it's like.
Wait, quick question. Did Eriksen take the vaccine by any chance?
Easy.
Let's no.
Let's
Hey,
Chich,
let me the last thing I want to say.
Wait, Josh, wait, let me just get because this does, and I'll come back because we need to move. But I'll come out to you, Yassi. So, from Hakim, oh no, sorry, I think I missed this from Natsa from before. I said, did you check the Sorito leaderboard? No, because I'm probably last, hence why I'm not going to check it. Hakim, thank you for the drop. He says, I know. Remember, Hakim is an Inter fan. I have mixed feelings today. Eriksen and Lukaku. Yeah, because we will talk about Lukaku for sure, but the Eriksen thing, yeah, that is unfortunate. And obviously, Lukaku's celebration, he said that, you know, this is for Chris, man. So he dedicated his first goal to Eriksen. From Abraham Hennock, thank you for the drop. He says, EPL, Prime Coutinho. So EPL, Prime Coutinho, Hazard, Sanchez. Sorry, EPL, Prime Coutinho, Hazard, Sanchez. Play, bench, sell. I am selling Coutinho, I am benching Sanchez, and I'm playing Hazard. Very simple, very, very simple. Of course, I'm playing Hazard.
Wait, Torgan Hazard didn't play for the Prem, did he?
Prime Coutinho? Give me a head.
No, I don't think he did.
Torgan Hazard didn't play for the Prem, right?
The real Weisky Jackson, shut your mouth. From Real Janice, thank you for the dub, Real Janice. So Real Janice says, remember Eduardo's leg break cost Arsenal the season. Imagine seeing the person you are friends with, or at the very least see constantly effing collapsing. Bro, I can only speak for myself. There is no way
100%.
I would be in a state of mind to play a full game
100%.
an hour, 2 hours ahead. That's not happening. Hence why I've completely assumed that, this thing is postponed. No, there was no part of my brain that said this game would continue. So I was shocked those guys went through. So guys, look, all I say is prayers to Eriksen. Hopefully he gets better. And so forth, man. Thank you. But hopefully he actually pulled through, and so it wasn't
the last thing I want to say was I'm so grateful, and major shout out to the medical staff and Anthony Taylor. I sometimes, you know, we get on referees and everything, but I mean Anthony Taylor today, man.
Yeah, he was swift.
Amazing,
I know it was good.
Amazing, man. Yeah, shout out to them, man. They did an amazing job, guys.
So, Italia. It was the opening game. It was the opening game of the Euros, and it was pretty much attack against defense here, you know. And I think that this is a very different Italy. It's a very different looking Italian side, and I think it's an Italian side that's wants to be a lot more attacking. And my thing is, how do we really assess this Italian win, and how do we view it? Because look, I have given my thoughts in terms of Turkey, very strong defensive side, but because I was watching ESPN FC and Del Piero said something very interesting. Because Del Piero said that in the second half, for some reason, Turkey, the space between midfield and defense expanded a lot more. And because it expanded a lot more, it actually gave Italy a lot more space to exploit them. But still, Immobile getting a G up and a 3-0 is still 3-0. That is still a good emphatic win against your closest rivals in the group. So, Martin, you look at that Italian performance. How much do you read into that with regards to what you think Italy can do in these Euros?
I mean, it's the first time Italy scored 3 goals in one game, so that, I guess you can say it says a lot in Euro history as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, this was an overall solid performance by Italy. They had a bunch of chances in the first half, which really pissed me off because I had them winning the money line at halftime. So I was so disappointed that they couldn't score at least one before the half. But overall, I'd say it was a really solid performance. Locatelli played well. That whole midfield was solid.
But they were missing Marco. Locatelli is there, but they're missing your boy Marco.
I mean, let's be honest. Verratti, he's more of a luxury than an integral part. I mean, they didn't really. Yeah, let's keep it a stack. I mean, come on.
Wait, Martin, talking about the best midfielder of his generation. I mean, come on, that's
not even better than Barella.
Basically,
wait, Martin, I think no, Martin. I think you're mixing luxury with necessity. I think you have the words jumbled up. I think you mean necessity.
Martin, basically, it's like an extra towel.
Wiseke, is your name Martin? I'd like to check. Your name is Wiseke, not Martin.
He's like an extra towel, the spare towel in the toilet.
Martin, just talk.
He's Barella's side chick, so I'm saying.
Ooh, damn.
Martin, please.
That was good. But yeah, the wingers, like, god damn, they really they need to get their shit together. I mean, Insigne, I know Insigne had that goal, but before that, he was just playing he was terrible.
But you see, was it terrible or there's no space? Like, if you're playing with 8 men all behind their box and they're giving you zero space to maneuver or anything, what can you do? Italy has zero space.
Opportunities, though. It's not like he didn't have his opportunities. I mean, he could have. There were instances where he could have had where he had a couple clean chances that he just couldn't get on target, and then there were other circumstances where he should have passed to another player, which would have created a much better chance, but he just held on to the ball. So, and Berardi, he did okay. I mean, he did cause that own goal by Demiral, which was.
But is he a better option than Chiesa, though?
Nah, I think. Well, nah. Let me put it this way. I think it's still too early, but I think Chiesa. I mean, depending on the situation of the game, the dynamics of the game, I think Chiesa should be subbed on a little sooner if the game is still tight. Because when the game was still 1-0, I think Mancini was contemplating subbing on Chiesa, but thankfully they got the second goal and then ended up getting the third goal. So then Mancini started putting in the other subs. So, right now I'd say have Chiesa as a super sub, but Insigne has to get his stuff in order. Otherwise, he will get subbed. Or Berardi.
Is there a realistic chance that Italy can win this? I think they can go far. I think they can easily make the semis. But can you see this team? Do you think this team has the makings, the character, the personality, the dynamics of actually winning this entire thing?
If they get lucky on who they face, I believe they can pull this off. But
they're going to have to face, if they win their group, they're going to have to face a big dog, either in the quarters or the semis.
I think look. Me and my boy from Mexico, we cap football. We already have Italy making the semis. Like that, we're super confident in Italy at least making the semis. As far as after that, it's pretty much up in the air.
You see, here's the thing. See, my thing is a bit weird though. So, because how I have it is Italy topping the group. Now, in my thing is I thought that Denmark would finish second but because they're not going to finish second, Italy, whoever Italy face, let's say it's whoever from that group, they'll beat them. Now, my thing is that I have Portugal finishing third. I have them finishing third in that group. So even if it's Portugal or Germany in that group, Italy will now have to face one of those guys from the Germany-France group in the quarters. So come the quarters, they're going to have to face a big dog, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, in the knockouts, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
See what happens. But as the front three, but I'm saying if Italy are gonna win the whole thing, the front three is gonna have to step up big time. They're gonna have to do they're gonna have much better performances than what they had against Turkey.
Hussein, I have to do some. So can I go quick?
Yeah, go for it, Jamal. Go for it.
Yeah, that's what I say. And guys, first, let me address this guy. There's something called fraud watch and brick watch this year.
God.
And guys, Bernardeschi, man, I think he peaked against Atletico.
I got you with Jamal Dora. I got you, man. I got you, man. Bernardeschi, man, from me to you, man. One love. Jamal, how do you even get picked? That's the first thing. Second of all, your haircut is garbage. Third of all, you come off the bench and you deliver two of the worst free kicks I've ever seen in my life. I think the ball is landing on Venus right now. That's what I'm talking about right now. Dude is trash.
Guys, you remember that joke when everybody said when Lewandowski scored the 4 goals against Real Madrid, and everyone said, "Oh, he's eating on that. That's why he's relevant." Bro, Bernardeschi is literally eating on this thing he did against Atletico.
Yes.
I mean, yes, bro, that was the only game he looked quality. After
that was the only game.
The guy has putting brick performance after brick one. But now, man, on Italy, guys, I was surprised. Maybe you guys might be surprised, because I thought Italy wasn't gonna do anything in this tournament. Bro, in that second half, the way they passed the ball, they ball out, man. I mean, Insigne hustle. Because he was trying to rub in shot whole game, and I'm happy he finally get it. And yeah, man, for me, the Italians look good, but it's according to who they get in the knockouts, and that will determine if they go far or if they don't go in this tournament. But yeah, man, I feel they look good. And Turkey, bro, I know people are criticizing how they played, but bro, that's how they did it. If you watch them in qualifying, they defend sort of stuff, and that's how they did counter attack.
And I think that they should have. See, people were like, "Oh, I think that they tried to open up the pace in the second half because if they had kept that ultra defensive." See, my thing about it is that it's about winning. It's not about looking good. It's about find Greece. We're not entertaining in 04. They had a tactic. And they won for it. So my thing is that for Turkey, it's whatever works for you. And I see if you look at the stats, like my gosh, Turkey, these guys were trapped 3-0. If you watch the game, they had good breakaways where if that ball just fell in the right place kindly, they score a goal. And at the end of the day, all that matters is that thing in the top left hand corner. That's the only stats that matters.
And I just want to say quickly, Yilmaz, please score, because bro, I have you for being one of the top scorers, so please score a goal, bro. Give me some points. Sorry,
bro. It's Lukaku, man. Lukaku is walking with that thing, man. Easy food, man. Easy food for Lukaku. Hussein, talk to me, man.
Yeah, so I wanted to say a couple of things. Like, first off, I was seeing so many people on Twitter, just being themselves, and after the first half, they were saying like, "Oh, this Italian midfield is so bad." And everything like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, Italy hasn't played in a tournament since 2016, right? And so it's been a very long time, and this is a very young squad as well. They put players they have Barella, who's very good. Yeah. They have Jorginho, who's great. They have, I think it was Locatelli in midfield. And everyone is just like, this midfield is not good. But I'm just thinking to myself, it's been a long time since Italy's been in such a huge tournament. I think there's some nerves that build up to them. But then afterwards, at full time, they're saying, "Oh, this is such a good midfield." And I'm just wondering, I don't know why people always overreact, because it's very obvious that even in the first half, I don't think Italy were as bad as some people said. I think what they were simply trying to do was stick to their tactics, trying to build
and also Turkey made it very hard for them.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey, I think there was yeah, to an extent, not much credit was given to Turkey. They were very defensive. I think
Yeah. They had the
they're
whole country behind the ball.
yeah, yeah,
every man, woman,
exactly,
and child. Every man, woman, and
exactly.
child.
But it's the tactical approach that Italy was taking when they were defensive that I liked, because when the players saw that, okay, Turkey's pretty much parking the bus. There's no way for the midfielders who are very good with their vision and their passing to pass to Immobile. So they had the fullbacks attacking, and then this pretty much meant that like they're attacking from the flanks and there's chances being created, which was very good. I think the issue was for Turkey was that afterwards in the second half, it's like they kind of had some sort of brain fart pretty much, because they weren't as composed as they were in the first half. And then afterwards, you could just see, Barella's making those passes that's just cutting through their defense. The same for Locatelli. And I'm just looking at it like, what happened to Turkey right after? And then that's where you see, their attackers taking advantage of it. Insigne, yeah, I agree with Martin. I don't think he was that great in the first half. But obviously, then he scored that goal. That's that's like a typical Insigne goal, and I was happy to see that. And then, Immobile, I really hope he can score more goals, because I feel like a lot of people underrate him because they always call him a penalty.
He's got a lot to prove, bro. He's got a lot to prove, because he's not really
yes.
shown up big to me. So this is a big tournament for him.
Yeah.
So
Also,
And-
to be fair, Italy should have had at least 2 penalties in the first half. Like at
Yeah,
least they
I
should have
agree.
had 2 penalties. Like that last one where the guy's arm was clearly
Oh
out.
yes, Spinazzola. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
I see them. I see. I wouldn't give it, but I see them given. I see those penalties given. So
Yeah. And I also wanted to say, I think if Italy were to play their next match, I want to see that fullback pairing of Spinazzola and Di Lorenzo. Because I prefer Di Lorenzo over Florenzi in general.
Yeah,
And,
Di Lorenzo is going to start the next game because I think Florenzi's injured. The IFTV reported.
Oh, okay. So then that's good for Italy. That's an advantage for them. But yeah, Italy, they were just good overall. Playing possession based.
I mean, but
attacking
do you see these guys going all the way? Do you see them doing what that team in 06 did? Do they have the character to be like, if we now have faced a big team, can they beat a big team, a big dog in a knockout game?
I think that's
Or do we still need to see more?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question, because it's like I said, it's been since 2016 they've played in this Euros, since they played in a big tournament, and this is a much younger squad than previously because they've got younger attackers. I mean, it's unfortunate that Bernardeschi is playing because he's absolute garbage, but then you have the midfield as well. It's a nice core of midfielders, and as much as people like to clown the defense, like for me, the reason why
Would you come clutch? He did a tackle on you, man.
Yeah. For me, the only thing I clown about Italy's defense is Bonucci, because I don't like Bonucci at all. And honestly, obviously, a lot of people can probably agree when I say Chiellini is the better amongst those two. But at the same time,
bro, he still got it.
At the same time, though, their depth in defense is pretty good as well. When you have someone like Bastoni and Acerbi. I don't know. I don't think Mancini is going to use the other center back, Toloi, because he made a lot of mistakes for Atalanta this season. But yeah, what I'll say is that I think even though this is a slightly inexperienced squad, just in the sense that it's been a long time since they played in a major tournament, I think their depth might be key, as well as just Mancini's tactics, because he's very versatile with them, and I think that's going to pretty much carry them through this.
All right. Waske talks to me. Italia.
You know what? I was surprised. Because I didn't think this team would have enough firepower to do that much damage to Turkey. But
it's a different Italy. It's not the Catenaccio defensive guys that we know, because Mancini is building a new psychology.
See, as much as I don't rate PSG's rat in midfield, I think with him they play a different style of football than they do without him. I don't think they play the same style of football that they did before with him. Because I think with him he slows down the midfield so much I don't think they would have been able to play that much attacking football going forward. And listen, fair play to Immobile. It's only one game, of course, but listen, he was there. He got the G that he needed to get.
Good finish.
And with Turkey, if they had someone with a very sort of direct and straightforward attack in mind, there was a few breakaways that they had. They could have done something. But they were very hesitant in every single breakaway that they had. They weren't very quick in their decision making. I thought Spinazzola had a great game. I really thought he had a great game. And
the match.
Yeah, he had a really good game. And even Chiellini, to be fair, he's not Giorgio. He's not your boy Giorgio anymore. He's Uncle Lini. He's Uncle Lini now.
But he did a Giorgio at the end. Like that block on. I think it was under.
Yeah.
That was a big block.
But I think Giorgio also scores the header in the first half. Just saying.
True.
So, but no, they had a good game overall. But I tell you what, I was so pissed at the end. Like, bro, Insane, you didn't have to score that, man. I was so close to getting the perfect score. You didn't have to score that. Basically, the moment Immobile released the ball,
Hassan,
the moment
can you unmute your mic and talk over this guy, please, man.
The moment Immobile released the ball, I was
bro,
like, oh, shit, it's done.
Hassan,
it's done.
Hassan, can you just talk? Hassan,
be humble. Your fault, bro. Your fault.
Yeah,
Hassan.
man. Italy were looking good, man. I mean, first half, it was a bit shaky, a bit cagey match. I feel like trying to get into the rhythm of the game. But second half, I mean, unlucky by Demiral. I felt nothing he could do there.
That's so unlucky, man. That was so. Yeah. It's good to bring up that other point. I'm like, because my thing is that how does that? I think it's just one of those things that it happens because you're like, just chest it out, but it's happened so quickly that it just
Yeah, I mean, Turkey put every man, woman, and child behind the ball, which is, it is what it is. Whatever it takes to win. I don't judge. But yeah, Italy, man. Listen, apart from France, they are France are clear favorites. Apart from them, they can be second or third.
Hassan, Luke Skywalker. We're gonna get to Luke Skywalker afterwards.
Yeah, but
you're sleeping on Luke Skywalker.
And too good. You're sleeping on too good.
Jamal, relax.
Hashtag Thorgan take over. Thorgan take over.
Hey, let's have some talk.
Thorgan.
Let's see, if Thorgan shows up, Belgium going all. But I'm just saying, apart from France, Italy are a really
God of Thunder, baby. God of Thunder.
Thorgan can go fuck himself.
Yeah, listen, guys. I know I cussed him. I know he's a chain smoking midget, but variety. He's a big miss. I think he's a big miss.
Is he?
I don't think a chain smoking midget. What the?
That's what he is, though. He's very talented. Midget.
Facts.
That's messed up, man. Guys, and please, I don't co-sign that nonsense, man. I don't co-sign
He does. But shout out Chiellini, man. I mean, at 45, he's still doing his thing. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know.
Easy, come on, he's 36.
45, 36, what's the difference? I mean, I was shocked Buffon wasn't starting.
Wait, Hassan, relax. See, if Buffon got anywhere near that squad, I'm calling Cheffer and say, mates. because I saw Buffon, the guys. I think somebody had to threaten him. Buffon, I think, wanted to sign up for the squad. Because
he can't get on the bus and they just
basically the guys like, wait, John Gianluigi, can you get your ass off this thing?
Italy, man, a dark horse, man.
Yeah,
Abdul, talk to me.
I agree.
The mafia called them up, Gigi. They called them up. They said, "Bro, if you step foot,"
easy.
Basically, what's it called? Don Corleone, Vito Corleone. What's it called? Tony Soprano. They said, "Look, man, bro, relax, chill. Vavanculo. Abdul.
Yeah, I haven't really watched Italy or Turkey come into the tournament, So, but I was hearing a lot of hype for both teams. So when there's two hype teams coming up against each other, and like one team smashes the other team, you always think like, was the one team really that good, or was the other team really just that bad that they made them look good?
Facts.
So the thing with Turkey is they surprised me because like that was Burnley tactics, man. That was horrible.
No.
And what also surprised me?
That was like ultra instinct Burnley. That's like Burnley on an ultra instinct level, bro.
But what also surprised me is how gung ho Italy were. Like they really went for it from like the first minute.
No, but because see, it's weird because see, I'm a bit older than some of you guys. That I have Italy have always been known as these are the defensive masters.
Yeah.
Defensive masters. And see, here's my thing, and people may disagree with me in this. My football adage is if you veer off your cultural national identity of football, you can't win. Dunga tried it with Brazil. Holland said, "What's up?" by trying to make them defensive. Now, nothing is written in stone, and maybe Italy can, but I just feel the football adage of what your cultural identity footballing wise is, you must never veer away from that. So it would be a huge, interesting statement if Mancini, with a 4-3-3, attacking and fully positive, wins this, or it does well. Against the semis.
Like, the thing is, if Turkey had fast wingers, they would have caused them problems. They would have been caught out.
Yeah, because Chiellini and Bonucci,
I think Mbappe would be rubbing his hands. But the thing that surprised me was, I think people are sleeping on Chiesa, man. Like, how's this man's not starting, bro?
Chiesa, for me, I think Chiesa is Italy's secret weapon because there is Berardi may be the better footballer. Chiesa may be just be the guy that, okay, we need a goal. They're those players who just they know when money time is and they know when to cash the check when money time comes.
I think Mancini is saving up for the knockouts to start Chiesa. That's my
but the thing is though, that Turkey game was the most important game in the group stage. It was, because if you beat Turkey, you're basically through because you're expected to win the next 2 games. But the thing with Chiesa is, like, he's the ultimate big game player, man. Ultimate. And he specializes against low blocks, man. His fast movement.
It's a special skill set for guys who they just know how to read the game and they just know where to be. And look, FC Porto were defending, and he found a way of just getting that goal against FC Porto. So
thank God he's Thank God.
So that surprised me. But other than that, like, I have to be honest here. I fell asleep after at halftime.
Relax, Abdul.
So the highlight for me was the manager's suit, Versace suit.
Bro, that was a quality suit. Yeah. Wow. The silver, yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
No. You know what? I'm laughing here. Actually, first of all, it was actually crazy seeing Vialli. Because oh my gosh, Vialli is actually on the coaching team, so that was cool. It's Italians, man. Those suits are fire. Those manager suits are. I was about to say, look, you know what? That's some fire suits, man.
But to be serious,
I wonder who paid for it. HH. I wonder who paid for it.
Yes, relax. Not everything is the mob. Relax. Abdul.
Yeah. I think they can go far, man. I think as soon as they meet France in the semis or quarters.
They could no. France is on the. It's missing. No, if France finished top, they're on the other side of the draw, so they could only make them in the final.
So who's the toughest team they can meet on the way?
Portugal, probably.
Portugal.
Germany.
Portugal.
No, wait. Portugal or Germany?
They can get to the. They can get to the final.
Germany.
Wait. Can they meet Belgium?
No. If Belgium finish top, no, they don't meet Belgium onto the final.
Probably Portugal.
They have a good chance, man. Like the way, bro. The thing is, people don't understand how difficult it is to break down low blocks. Like it's so tough.
It's very hard.
It's so tough.
Like you see, that's why when you were criticizing Insane and everything, it's very easy to be like, oh, what are we doing? He didn't care. But I think when you just even anybody who's played football, just even semi or whatsoever, when you have first of all, football is already difficult as it is. It's already a difficult sport. Now, when you put the fact of where all you're seeing is just red everywhere, and you can hardly move or turn, it is very, very hard. Hence why, that is why I said this is going to be a draw, because here's the thing though. If that Italy goal came from an own goal, so it wasn't like if Italy broke them open. Yeah, they did, but it still came from an own goal. They didn't score. It was an own goal. So my thing was, I didn't see how Italy were going to open them up. So, and once Turkey went to go down, you've got to now get yourselves back into the game. So my thing is, I still believe that. Basically, I still want to see how teams are going to play against defensive teams because I still feel that because we don't have many dribblers, hence why that's where a Chiesa comes in. You need specific players who specialize in. I'm going to unlock this door somehow. I will find a way to unlock this door.
Do you think if he came up against a big dog, can you imagine him switching back to defensive?
Yes.
Or do you think he's going to stick to it?
That's what about matchup.
That's a great. If Italy, you see, let's just say, for example, let's say they get the. See, now, that's a great question. If Italy gets the final and they face France, and let's say that 4-3-3 took you all the way to the final, do you do a Pep and go to 3-5-2? I see. My thing is that
I don't think so.
Pep has shown you. Pep has shown you the following. That is that live and die by what got you here. That would be crisp. Like, oh gosh, it's France, Mbappe, Benzema. Let's just play defensive 3-5-2. Even if you've not done this throughout your tenure here, but like, it is what it is. 4-3-3. Let's roll.
But Pep has played defensively.
There's only one Pep. There's only one Pep. Nobody else does that bullshit. There's only one Pep.
No, Pep has played defensively this season.
No. But chinging your
it's like switching up literally.
Last minute.
Yeah.
No.
But see, but Abdul's question is interesting though because it's about winning. All that matters is what we need to do to win. So it will be a tough dilemma of like, yes, 4-3-3 has gotten us this far. We've not faced the kind of attack that France have. And if we give this France team space, we see if we now go wild west with France, we'll probably get taken out. So if we give, remember, Mbappe without space, you can't do anything. You give Mbappe space, and you now want to go end to end with Mbappe and Benzema.
Well, France is a pragmatic team, though. They
that you don't want to give space to. Pragmatism that you don't want to give space to.
That's true, though.
But I think he would be in a lose-lose situation, actually. Because if you think about it, if he got to the final and he played against France and he stuck to the attacking football and he lost it, people would say, well, they have these attacking players. Like, why are you not changing up? Like, switch up, You're the manager, like, change up the tactics.
Then Abdul, I'll give them the Pep example. See, he can criticize them, but I'll say you can say you're right. Lose, but I'll say the Pep example is it would be stupid for you to change your tactic for this one game in the final. A tactic that these guys have not been used to. I think they've been doing 4-3-3 for like the last 2 years. I think 4-3-3 has been what has been embedded to them for like the last 2 years. So to now change that to something totally philosophically different is crazy. It's crazy. You just have to just say, look, man, this is what's got us here.
So what do you think?
Remember, 4-3-3 is a mentality to go say it's 4-3-3, but let's defensively say what's up a bit more.
Yeah. But what do you think he's gonna do? Like what do you think he's gonna do?
Mancini, if I say he sticks with it, because I think that even when I did the whole Italian thing in a preview, I think a lot of Italians have a lot of belief in this team. And I think there's a bit of not arrogance, but confidence in their abilities. So, and Mancini, if they say, whoa, 4-3-3 and my way got us to the final, I have confidence and belief that we can beat them using this tactic. I mean, it'll be very interesting because it is such an un-Italian approach. And Italy's defensive approach, nobody beats Italy for defense. Nobody. But the thing though is, do Italy have the personalities to do that defensive thing? See, you have to have, 06, they had the guys, they had like personalities where thou shalt not pass. You're not scoring, bro. One goal max for 120 minutes.
16, they had the same thing. They had Bazzagli, Chiellini, and Bonucci as well.
But so I don't know. That's good. I don't know.
So what's it? Yes, what do you say?
I mean, this game, I was so hyped for it. This game, I was so excited. This is the first game of the Euros. I think I was disappointed in this game a lot.
Oh, yeah, no, but see, yes, what was it? I could have told you that you should have looked at my previous or looked at how you should have looked at me breaking down the Turkey team with my Turkish friend. Is that this I that first half was exactly how the game would go. Turkey told everyone that we are going to defend. We're a defensive team. We played two banks of four.
But it's not what I was disappointed in Turkey was not the fact that the way they approached the game is how they conceded the goals. I just feel like when it comes to international football and this tournament, it will just kind of come down to the team that makes the less mistakes will end up, winning the game. I mean, the own goal they scored an own goal. I mean, that I think the own goal they scored, I think that was
No,
it.
see,
The
no,
game
no,
was
but
over in my opinion. That
but
was,
yes, yeah, there's still a long way to go because again, see guys, what's so early? What's so early?
but that's yeah.
Because you says, oh, the team that makes less mistakes, bro. We're going to talk about Belgium.
hmm
That wasn't about mistakes. That was just they got their ass beat. Okay, Belgium got that ass. So there's no time about Russian mistakes.
But
and let's not see what France do, and let's see what Spain do.
But I feel like football can be very deceiving, especially in the eye, because you see a team getting attacked, a team playing defensive, a team dominate possession, they're attacking, the goalkeeper is making saves, and you look at it, you're like, man, this team's been dominated. But in reality, football is a very beautiful sport because football is one of the sports where like something happens, a goal happens, unfortunately, as a mistake happened, and you're 1-0 down. The dynamism of the whole game changes. Turkey came in with a game plan of defending, and I feel like they did that well. But the moment they went a goal down, I feel like they panicked. That's just my opinion. They panicked, and I feel like they tried to change their game plan. Where no, continue with your game plan, be defensive, let Italy come at you, and at the end of the day, you keep yourself in the game.
No. That's the danger about Turkey's game plan is the game plan is we either hold you to a draw or we go ahead. And I think that's the reason. So once the danger of this game plan is once you go a goal down, you've got to do something. Because the game plan is a 1-0 game plan. That's what it is. It's essentially a 1-0 game plan. So once you go a goal down, you can't maintain, let's sit back and go for the counter. You've got to get yourself back into the game. So you have to push up a bit more. Because the team that's now winning 1-0, they now have the confidence and they're now trying to push through. So, and psychologically, mentally, you have to fight back. When you're 1-0 down, you have to fight back.
But but that's, look at it. I see the way you're looking at it, but look at it this way, Like you said, a big part of football is psychological and mental. That's a huge part that people don't tend to look into very deeply. You're down 1-0. Italy is up 1-0. They're playing in Rome. They're up. They're hyped. If the game continues being 1-0, there's a sense of being complacent. There's a sense of being like, you know what, we're gonna keep our game plan. We're gonna if we're gonna lose playing defensively. At the end of the day, this is the way we're gonna lose. We're gonna stick to our game plan. But the moment you panic like Turkey did, boom, you're down 3-0. You see what I'm saying? It's not. The game you're playing is points. It's all about like, let's get out of the group. Let's get a draw. We wanted to come in and win, but we didn't. Let's get out. And then let's be honest. Portugal. The way Portugal won, the way Greece won was never about, let's outscore. No, we're going to play defensively. If we get a goal, we get a goal, but we keep our shape. We be pragmatic and we continue. And pragmatism, like you said, frustrates the other team. But they scored a goal. They're happy. They're hyped. They're on the ball. They're confident. But at the same time, it's like, man, we're not getting that second goal. We're not killing the game off. The complacency happen when they push forward, and you have players like Cellini and Bonucci that are not good in terms of, in terms of like they probably will push up too much, and then you never know. You might get a yellow match 1-on-1, Kananoglu, and that's 1-1. The same way. When you like, it's similar to the game that Wales played. Wales played. Who did they play? Switzerland. Switzerland was a better team, but Wales
they just
drew
take a
1-1
chance.
because it took one chance. Boom, 1-1. Why? Because they stick to their game plan. They didn't panic. That's what Turkey did, and that's why I was disappointed with Turkey, because I feel like I think Turkey, because they were playing in Rome, because they went 1-0 down to an OG, I think that messed them up. I really did.
Red Devil, talk to me. Red Devil. What's it called? LB.
Yeah, I think it's a good sort of introduction back into the international scene for Italy, the way they won their first game. I think what Hussein said, first international tournament since 2016, so naturally they're going to be quite, hungry and really wanting to do well. I mean, I'm still very surprised that Chiellini and Bonucci are still going at a high level. Those two guys, they just never seem to break down. But no, I mean, if all goes according to plan, I can't see why Italy can't make it to, quarters, if not semi-finals. And hypothetically, if they do play against Germany, it'll be a really good game, like what it was in 2016. Very nerve-wracking sort of penalty shootout that was. Obviously, different squads this time around, but I think Martin, you were saying at the start of this show that Italy were heavy favourites to make it to the semi-finals. They were paying quite a bit of money. So, yeah, I mean, I think just watch this space. I certainly think Italy can go far.
So see if it's ending up in the semis.
Martin was saying, I think Italy will end up making it to the semis. And I think Martin was saying that they're paying fair bit in terms of the bets.
Semis minimum.
Wow, man. All right, man. Look, man. So look, let's keep it moving because we'll have lots of stuff to cover.
Is Martin Italian?
One more thing. More thing. I want to say prayers up to Vialli too, because he's going through cancer. So I want to say prayers up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't know HH? Yeah, he is.
Prayers to him and his family, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he had like pancreatic cancer or something.
What you guys just now said?
No, Vialli has cancer.
Yeah.
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, man. It's rough. But prayers out to him.
Yeah.
He's still with the staff, supporting everybody. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
So they might do it for him. You never know. You might get that magic.
Crazy, yeah.
Shit's actually wild, man.
Yeah. So Belgium. Actually, let me just see whether we've got any. Let's make sure we're all caught up on the dubs. So from Steph Antoniadis, thank you for the dub, Steph Antoniadis. He says all games today should have been postponed. If he passed away, no games would have carried on. Why do we have to wait for that to happen to take action? You see, I think that all games, is a bit extreme, Steph. I agree for the game in question, 100%. But for all games, you see, if he had passed away, then that's now a discussion to be had. That's a discussion to be had. But I think that it's too extreme to call for all games to be postponed. It's like you're being too extreme there.
Yeah,
I think you're being too extreme there.
HH, they waited 1 year to postpone the whole tournament. So, I mean, they could have at least, at the very minimum, postponed the Denmark game.
Yeah. No. There was no reason why they couldn't postpone it, man. There was no reason at all, man. All right, guys, let's say this. So, Belgium. For me, this is the best team that we've seen.
Can the
This
real
is the best team
Zard
that we've seen.
stand up? Can the real Zard please stand up?
Look, as I said again, this
God of Thunder, baby. God of Thunder.
before we talk about one of the best players before we talk about the best player at World Cup 2018, Lukaku.
So to Modric. Okay.
Lukaku. He was
I don't
voted.
think
He was the best.
Modric plays for Belgium.
There is voted
Yeah.
and there is. Okay, there are two things: voted and an actual.
I
So,
can see the vote.
Romelu Lukaku, aka Romelu Luke Skywalker. I think this guy's going to be top scorer, and this guy is coming in hungry, man. Carrasco was on some selfish state of mind. I don't know what he was smoking. This guy just did not want to pass to look like it was. I was like, bro, like you can't just run into traffic. You have to pass the ball. Like unless you're going to put the ball in the top corner, you pass. Lukaku would have had a hat trick if Carrasco just put his head up.
It's just called Carrasco up. You just said he's an up.
He's an op. He's an operative. So look, man, let me come first to Jamal with this man. Jamal, look, man, Belgium. Is this the time when this extremely talented golden generation says what's up? And Jamal, I think, is it time for people to really put the respect on Lukaku's name? Or does he need to do even more for people to respect him?
Nah, 100% put some respect on Lukaku's name. And I include myself in that because, bro, when he was at Manchester United, I call him Tim's. I call him Two Touch. I said this guy had...
Rightly so.
Rightly so, though. Rightly so.
No, Jamal. I mean, it's Man United, man. Look what we did to a lot of players, man. I mean, that's what we do to players, man. That's
you're supposed to be on our side, man. What are you doing?
Is this a reality, man? Like
he's an honest United fan. No, like you, bro. He's an actual honest United fan.
Memphis Depay came in with a lot of hype, man.
You saw Lukaku and kept Partial.
Jamal, talk. Let Jamal talk, Jamal. Okay,
yeah, man. But the guy went to Inter Milan and he grinded for 2 years at Inter. And bro, I would like this game, Lukaku. I don't know if what happened to Eriksen maybe fired him up. I don't know, but this guy was unstuck today.
He was good.
Yeah,
man.
His dribbling, his finishing. I mean, yeah, the guy was good. But bro, today Carrasco, he invoked his inner Marcus Ballon d'Or Rashford today. That is how Carrasco plays. This guy plays
Why
like
is so many United players involved? What's going on?
Because your club is annoying.
This is the Euros. This is the Euros.
No. Guys. One second,
the wrong Euro tournament. This is not Europa League. This is Euros.
No, I see Jackson. Jamal just said he just called Marcus Rashford Marcus Ballon d'Or.
No, I do that.
You know who's? He does that to mock you. It's insulting.
Yes, you started.
Wait, Jamal, talk.
Nah, I just say that because the person who runs into bodies all the time. Come on, guys, be real. You know it's Rashford. That's why I said today he played like Rashford. But yeah, man, I don't know what was going on with Carrasco in this game. But bro, Lukaku was unstoppable. And I was shocked. That defense. I know it's Russia. It maybe get tested. But Vertonghen, and I think the guy name is Boyata.
Yes, he did well. Boyata did real well.
They grind today. But again, it's Russia. And I know soon as this guy did it, one little Cruyff turn, I know H8 was going to gas him up. Bro, the guy did one thing. Easy.
Jamal, did you see that turn? Did you see the twitch?
Wait, Jamal, what are you talking about?
Did you see the twitch?
He got sat in his arse.
Jamal.
Guys, who are you talking about?
Talk about Fat Blood.
I have to say this. As soon as I see it, I heard H8. I heard H8
as I was basically like cooking food in the kitchen, you should have seen the dance that I did, like a little like.
Oh my!
Yeah, I said, that third H is gonna remember that. But yeah, man.
Basically, the pineapple shirt came on after he made the turn.
The pineapple shirt was remain.
Too good to say what's up too, bro.
But
you know that,
Jamal,
right?
do you think? Let me ask this because I'm not an expert, Jamal.
Yeah.
Do we get Zad in this tournament? Because remember, that was just 40%. Jamal, that was 40%. Jamal, do we get
Zad started already?
No, we get Zard.
Zad was starting already.
We get Zard.
Hogan has. That's what we get.
Can you leave
Focus
I
Zard
haven't started the
alone?
game, bro.
Can I ask Jamal a
You're
question?
The real Zard.
Jamal, I'm just asking for like 85%. See, Jamal, 90 is too much. I'm not greedy. Jamal, I'm not greedy. Jamal, do we get like 85%? Because you see, that's 40%. That's 40% Zad. Jamal, do we get 85% Zad
40% on the
in this
BMI
Euro?
index.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
That's what I'm
is
saying.
it?
That's 40% ass. That's what it was.
I think that
40% on the BMI.
Yeah.
40% on BMI.
Wait,
guys,
let Jamal speak. Let Jamal speak. Jamal, talk. So do we get 85%?
yeah, guys, I think that Crichton was the best thing Hazard is gonna do in this tournament. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get that, man. I don't know, because even if he looked somewhere, I still, it's not Hazard, bro. I tell you, Zad is still in Baku. This guy, I feel he's on the decline. I'm sorry.
Bro, we have.
So Jamal, you didn't see sign. No, Jamal,
Oh,
you
we
didn't
already-
see sign.
Jamal,
I'm
on the
asking for
decline.
signs, man.
On the decline. Come on,
We
Jamal.
already
Europa
have
League.
Zard.
Europa League.
Someone,
Yeah.
someone in the comments was like Charizard. You might see Charizard.
Pokemon.
Who was that? Let me ban him. Wait, what's his name?
Yeah, man.
What's his name? Let
So,
me
yeah,
ban him. Let me ban him.
Charizard. bro.
Let
I
me ban
think
him.
Zad's best days is behind him, man. So, yeah,
Charles,
I don't
Wait.
think you're gonna see
Who said
back Zad.
Charizard? Who said Charizard? Wait.
Hey, don't snitch. No one snitch. No one snitch. Let
Who
him
said-
Run, bro.
Who said
Run.
Charizard?
But bro,
Who said Charizard?
besides
I'm
that,
banning him.
Belgium look good, man. I wouldn't lie. As a
Who
unit,
said-
Belgium look quality. So yeah, man, they impressed. So, but I want to see the other guys first before I can say someone Belgium. I want to see the other guys. So yeah, but they look good, man. They look good.
Hey, no one snitch in the comments. No one snitch in the comments. We must
Fuck
protect
them.
my guy.
Hashtag no snitching.
Wow, Infinity Snitch, bro. Come on, bro.
Infinity, what's wrong with you, man?
Man.
Why'd you have to snitch, man?
Subsystem, I'm putting you in
Charizard,
timeout.
man.
I'm
Charizard.
putting you in timeout.
No, Charizard, man. That's
Stop bullying that guy,
I'm putting you
man.
in
Stop bullying
timeout.
that guy.
Because
Shout
the
out
sick thing
Pokemon,
is that I had Pokemon Yellow, so I know what Charizard is, and Charizard was trash. So you comparing him to that trash ass
you're
Pokemon,
You're
that
bugging.
trash ass
Charizard was
useless
the GOAT.
Pokemon without bum ass Ash.
Charizard is the GOAT, man.
What's his name, man? Hussein, talk to me about Belgium and Hussein. We saw Zada 45%. Is perhaps he basically showed the best technique in this tournament so far. Obviously, that's before we see things. So, Hussein, talk to me about Lukaku. Talk to me about 45% Zad.
Wow.
First off, what I want to say for Belgium as a team is that I really like their shape. I really like the fluidity. As a team, everyone links up really well together, and I think it's things like that that's really going to take them far. I think they'll also probably get semis, at least, in my opinion. I think that depends on who they face, obviously, but I think let's compare it to the World Cup. I think one of the advantages they have right now is, well, I don't know what happened to Castagna because he got injured, so I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but Munier, for some reason, this guy...
Wait, I'm just saying, we could potentially have another Belgium-France semi. I'm just looking at the tournament prediction now, because basically, if Belgium top their group and France top their group and they win their round of 16 and quarter, we could have another France-Belgium semi.
Right. Now, the thing in that match when France and Belgium played each other in 2018, Hazard was good in that game, but I think the biggest issue for Hazard and the team in general was because of Fellaini and Chadli. But those two guys aren't going to play for sure. Now that Belgium have another right back option, Munier, this guy can play as bad as he can at club level, but for some reason he'll always perform for Belgium. Like, he just came from the bench and he just scored today, so that's great. He also put a good pass to Lukaku, I think, for his second goal. So that just kind of shows that, he's very good for the national team, and that's why he's still getting picked, even if he's very inconsistent for Dortmund. And there's no Fellaini. I don't know
That's
the situation.
sad, bro. It's so sad.
No, of course, it's sad, but he
Why is that
was.
sad?
Bro,
Yeah,
he
why
was
the hell is
a,
that?
that was the talisman. He was a talisman, man.
Yeah,
that
say,
Belgian
mute. Who said it? No,
Yeah,
talk.
no, but
You look like Sasha Boba.
Who's saying keep talking?
Realistically though, if because there's no Fellaini, if Hazard somehow starts in this tournament, right, then he's going to need Tielemans beside him, because Tielemans is very good technically, and I feel like he's always going to be moving around in order to create space for Hazard. And I think it's things like that. And the same goes for when Carrasco is playing as well. I think that's why Carrasco, this guy, yeah, he should have passed more to Lukaku, but he was getting a lot of space and taking advantage of it. And I like his flair. I think that's something that excites me, because this guy, like, he's been playing in China for like 2 years, but now he's just come back and he's still a very good player. But yeah, and defensively, I liked Boyata because he was very good in terms of passing the ball. So there's a lot of things to look forward to in this team. Now, when it comes to Lukaku, I did say he was going to be top scorer. In fact, I think he can get enough goals just in the group stages alone.
Yeah.
And for Hazard, it's going to be interesting because obviously the next opponents are Denmark and Finland.
So say which one? Which Hazard?
You mean Torgan?
Wait, no, Hussein,
Of course he means Torgan. What the hell?
Hussein, ignore them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
guys, he's talking about
I'm gonna start meeting these guys. Don't worry, Hussein, I'll meet them. Hussein, keep talking.
Yeah. No. I like Thorgan Hazard, obviously. He's a very good wingback option, but in terms of Eden Hazard, right?
Excuse me?
Okay, whatever. For Eden Hazard, I think the focus for Roberto Martinez is just for him to get some game time. I think that's most important for Hazard, because before the 2018 World Cup, he was very good in that tournament. If you ask me, he was at least top 5, right? But what was really important for Hazard was the fact that he was actually getting a lot of game time. At Real Madrid, he's always injured or he just gets a few minutes. So I think it's just important that as long as he gets game time and can perform, then that's going to be good for him. Otherwise, he's going to be under his brother's shadow, even his brother Kylian.
So ISK Jackson, you're a goat, bro.
He took that personally. You can see that his face cringed.
So I'm skipping YSK, I'm skipping Martin.
No. Why is case?
No, don't skip. No.
I'm skipping Hassan.
You might skip all of us.
LB.
Well, you might as well skip all of us. Then at that point.
That's not fair.
Go to the next topic. Just go to the next topic.
LB, can you LB, the floor is yours, please.
It's a wise
Talk
kid,
about
bro.
Hey,
Belgium.
before you go, LB, we tossed you an LU, bro.
LB, the
Don't
floor
mess
is
it up.
yours.
LB, it's all on you, boy. It's all on
Yeah,
you.
it's all on you,
LB,
man.
the floor is yours. Okay,
All our
I'm
hopes and
gonna
dreams are on you, LB, man. All our hopes and dreams are on you.
Wait, let's just see. LB, go for it.
For Belgium, for Belgium, I certainly think that if let's just say they don't win this tournament, it's not going to be the last opportunity they have with this golden generation. I still think that.
Hold up. Okay, hold up right there. You believe, because I need to obviously get ages. they could have another opportunity next winter.
Because that will be £3,000 by then. I'm just saying.
No, next winter. Are you meaning by the World Cup next year?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I think if we want to be real, their last chance was in 2018. Now, if you want to be extreme, because of what Lukaku has done, this has to be their last chance to pop off. So you think that this group can still pop off at a World Cup or even at another Euro?
It's definitely not another Euro. No way. That's 4 years. But a World Cup, certainly. It's only 1 year away, the World Cup. So I think, there's more than enough time for them. It's just going to be a year. They're going to be 1 year older than what they are now.
Don't give this guy any
really
more
miss?
narratives, bro. Don't give this guy any more narratives.
Who are they going to miss in a year's time? No one's in a year's time to really.
HH,
That's
you know
right,
the best player didn't play today, right? In KDB. You know he didn't play today, right?
Who is that?
Are you
player.
serious?
The best player in the
Jamal?
Premier League.
The
PFA winner.
The best player for Belgium. Are you serious?
Why is KDB? That's why is
Respect your
KDB?
PFA winner. Respect the PFA winner.
Wait,
Bro, that's a trash award. It's propaganda.
so LB, finish your point. LB, finish your point.
Yeah. So I think, let's just say hypothetically, if they play against France in the semi-final, which I'm hoping is not going to happen because it's going to be a real letdown, because that's a game that's worthy of a final, and they lose, they're going to have another opportunity next year in next year's World Cup. As for Hazard, he's got a really good opportunity to put aside 2 horrendous seasons at Real Madrid and
Trust
bring
seasons.
Wait,
Victory.
spelled-
he
you
said
spelled-
he said two
garbage.
unsuccessful
Hot
seasons.
You spelled
garbage.
Villarreal
Two
wrong.
seasons.
You
Two
spelled Villarreal
LB
wrong.
said
You spelled
Hot
Villarreal wrong.
garbage.
LB
Spelled
LB
Villarreal
LB
wrong.
Two seasons.
LB
You spelled
said two
Villarreal wrong.
unsuccessful
English
seasons
brick.
behind
English
him.
brick. You spelled
LB
Villarreal
continue.
wrong.
Two
Two
unsuccessful.
garbage
He said
seasons.
two unfortunate
Guys,
seasons
flame him in the comments. You
behind
spelled
him.
Villarreal wrong.
Um,
Shit seasons. 2 shit seasons.
Because that is the Premier League
So
version.
just to round off my point,
He's a Europa League.
I think Hazard. He has a really good opportunity to put aside those 2 horrendous seasons at Real Madrid and bring victory and glory to Belgium. If he can replicate his form like in the 2018 World Cup, I can't see why Belgium.
2018.
Said
well,
victory and
that's what we hope.
glory.
That's 4 years out.
That's what we hope. So
Victory
I
and
think
glory,
the only
really?
person we're not heard from is Raw Football.
You've not
So
heard
Raw
from me
Football,
either.
round us
Nah,
off.
You know how
So
wait,
Raw
what about us?
Football, Raw
Us,
Football,
Hey,
round us
YSK,
off.
Red Devil.
Yo,
Anchor us.
Yeah.
So it's Raw Football. As the last guy talking with this topic,
This guy
we're
is
talking
so
about
unprofessional.
Belgium.
So
Talking
I need to make a-
about Belgium and
I need to
Raw
make a
Football
comment
specifically.
about-
Talking
Has
about
this become a
Hazard,
dictatorship now, HH? What's
Raw
going on?
Football.
no.
Raw
Is
Football.
Hazard paying you, HH? Let's be honest.
So
Is he
what-
paying you?
Wait. Can I moderate this damn thing?
No, you can't.
So
bro.
raw
Come to us.
football. So raw football. We're talking about Hazard's, his really inspiring 15
One
minutes that he
try.
showed, and
Torgan
Lukaku's
Hazard.
2
Bro,
goals.
did
So raw
he
football,
play?
review Belgium's performance, and do you think that Belgium are strong favorites and the team to be feared?
This guy really changed my name.
So overall, I think Belgium did as expected. I personally had him winning 3-0, and I did see Hazard once he came in. He did have some of his swift movements. It's pretty funny, like when
Bro, you're not supposed to
when
say that.
when I see like Hazard playing in Madrid, there's been very few games where he couldn't replicate it. But moving away from that, I think Hazard, if he does improve his form, which I don't think is going to happen, Belgium can be amongst the top 4 favorites of to win the tournament. I think
So
right now,
basically you're saying that they need Hazard to win the Euros, basically.
yeah, because I mean, we didn't see De Bruyne play today, and
Which
I
is
know
a
you
good
have
thing.
your
Which is
your
a good
bias
thing.
again. I know you're kind of biased
Raw
against De
football, I don't know
Bruyne.
who that
It's a good
is. I
thing.
don't know who that is.
Who
I
is
don't
that?
know that
It's a
De Bruyne is.
PFA
No one
winner. You know who
knows.
it is, man.
Bro, keep talking,
No.
my friend. Bro, keep talking, man. Keep talking.
But yeah, I think I think when you see their midfield, that's probably their weakest point. But I mean, Lukaku, he's showing that he could display his form that he's had in Inter into this tournament, even though it is just Russia. I'm just excited to see what they would do for the following games. But I would definitely put them right now. My top 4 would be France, Portugal, Italy, and Belgium.
Quick question. Do you know who Belgium lost in the last Euros? Who knocked them out in the last Euros?
They lost to Wales. Yeah.
Wales.
Wales.
Shout
Shout out Wales.
Shout out
Wales.
Shout out to Daniel James, by the way.
Wales, baby.
So Daniel James not
Moving
playing
on.
Red Devil.
Wales
right?
did
Let's
the
now look
Lord's
ahead
work.
to the Euros.
Wales did the Lord's work.
Come on, guys.
Whoa, relax, HH, come to us. Relax.
So let me get my straight
We'll be on our
point.
best behavior.
One,
HH, relax. I'll be on best behavior. Come to
I'm
us.
just saying, Daniel
don't
can I
James.
get my back up? Can I get my straight mark up here?
This
So
guy is so disrespectful.
153.
So
153.
disrespectful.
Yeah, guys, Belgium are
Beast
top
mode.
3. They're getting semis.
Can
They're getting
I
semis.
get a beast mode?
Hazard is trash.
153.30.
Can I
So
talk
guys,
about Lukaku?
Horrible player.
England, Croatia.
HH, can I get a beast
Oh
mode?
my
Can I
God.
get a beast mode?
Wait, why can't we talk on Belgium?
Let them
No,
talk.
we
bro.
can.
Why
We can.
can't
You
we-
have the. We can speak now. Speak now.
We need it.
Okay,
All
okay.
right,
My
first
thing
of all,
Beast mode. Just one beast
zoom
mode.
in-
Give me a one
zoom
beast
in
mode.
here's the
my-
thing. Okay,
zoom
this
into
is
my thing.
under one condition.
Yeah, Martin, go. Don't listen.
You're
to that.
only allowed to mention Belgium, not Hazard. Just talk about
He's
Belgium.
part of the team.
You're not allowed to tell Hazard.
Okay,
If you
yeah.
want to
Okay.
mention Hazard, mention that
Okay, deal.
useless
Okay.
no-name guy called
Well, what about
Thor.
Forgan,
Guys,
HH? What about
guys,
Forgan?
Look at my name, though. Look at my name, though.
Guys, he said we can't mention Hazard. It's a deal.
All right,
We can't
deal.
mention. No. We can't mention the name Hazard. We can't
Eat
name.
it.
We can't mention the
Easy.
name
I
Hazard.
got it. I got this. Look, just
Let's
go.
go,
Just
Mark.
zoom
Let's
into
go.
my
Let's
name.
go.
Zoom into my
Okay.
name.
Go on.
What does the name say? There you
That's
go.
facts.
Exactly.
Facts, Martin.
Thorgan
Walking.
is a pretender to the throne.
You know the You know the song.
Guys, I
You
want
know
to
the
hear
song.
YSK.
Wait. Martin,
Go on,
Martin,
Martin.
okay, Martin, and I'll
You
come to
know.
us. Martin.
You know this. You know the song. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Yeah,
Will the real Zard please stand up?
He stood up in 2018.
Thorgan Hazard, baby.
yeah.
Thorgan
Yeah.
Hazard.
Is
Reason.
is an upper tier 3 max player.
Nah,
Well,
Let
he
him
was-
land, Hitish. Let him land. Let him land.
If
Well,
he's
he-
up,
he-
if he's
he
up at
out-
3, then
No,
Let him
no.
land. Okay, wait.
Hazard
Let
is in the
Martin
brick
land.
academy,
Let Martin
that's all.
land. Let Martin land.
he definitely outshined that fat bastard in one game than he did in 2018. Let's be real. The only
He
hat
didn't
trick.
mention him. He didn't mention him.
The only hat trick that fat bastard is ever gonna score is getting the Big Mac, the Whopper, and the Baconator. That's his hat
Happy
trick.
Meal, the
Speak
full
on it,
Happy
Martin.
Meal.
Speak
Let's
on
Let's
it.
be
Happy
real.
Meal. 3-piece and a soda, baby.
Yes, big
Martin,
fat.
Wait.
You just shouted his heart.
Wait, Hussein, you shouldn't. Wait, why are you? Wait, Hussein, I thought you were on my side. That's why I let you speak.
it's funny, bro. It's
How
Come to
funny.
the
are you
dark side,
getting
Hussein, man.
bullied
Come
by
to the
these
dark
people?
side.
Yeah, there's too many of us.
Is
You
this,
gotta
wait, is
join
this
us.
like peer
He's
pressure
gonna
or
join us.
something?
Don't take the L.
Join
He's gonna
us.
join
You
us.
can't
Don't
beat
take
him,
the L.
join
Can you
us. Can't beat
change
him, join us.
Hussein? Can you change that bloody AVI right now?
Join us.
Hussein, don't. Hussein, don't, bro.
Also, wait,
Hussein.
I'm not finished. Also, I'm subsystem. I'm sorry that this brick had to ban you because of that Charizard
I
comment.
put him on
It
timeout,
was
man.
that Charizard comment was tier 1.
Legendary.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Tier
tier
one.
one.
Thank you, bro.
Guys, you know why Infinity snitched, right? He wants HH to make him a mod so bad. He snitched on him.
Infinity, you let us down, man. You let us down. You're informant now. Snitch.
To 16
First of that is, first, Infinity doesn't trust that. Infinity, I
This guy
enjoy
made it.
you asking to be a mod because I find that enjoyable. So keep
You messed
asking
up,
for
bro.
it. You know?
You know he's a kid, right? You messed up for that HH.
Yeah. No, it's fun. And because he keeps on asking, I'm like, Infinity, yeah, keep asking because I find it enjoyable just you asking to be a mod. And he's been asking for like the last 5 months. My thing here is this is that I pray and I just hope that he can prove you wrong. He may not.
No,
listen,
it's
no,
not
All I'm
happening.
saying is that
It's
I
not
saw
happening. It's over. It's
I
over.
saw glimpses.
No.
Hey,
Those
can
were
I-
delusions. That
can I-
that was a facade. That was
Right,
a
Red Devil
facade.
talking. Red Devil.
Okay, yeah. So this is my point. It's like this is why when I asked Ra, I was like, what was the team that knocked out Belgium? Because we're talking about Belgium here in the last year. It's the last year competition, and it was Wales. And if you watch the Wales game, a certain Daniel James, who's
Yes,
also
sir.
left winger,
Yes,
was really
sir.
quick
Speak on
and
it.
did
Facts.
and did his
Facts.
thing.
Look all
did
these
his thing.
lies,
Wait,
man.
Red
Look
Devil,
all
Red
these
Devil,
lies.
was Zard playing?
Wait,
Was
let
Zard
him
playing?
land. Wait, let him land.
Let
Let
us-
him land.
Just for landing, I'm just saying that like a certain player called Dan James on the left, busy running, causing defenders problems, busy doing his thing.
But he had a good game
And
today, by the way.
He had a good game, and he wasn't playing in what was it 20 in the previous Euros when I think Belgium got knocked out by a Hal Robson Kanu. Robson Kanu, man. I mean, I don't know
Right,
who does Hal Robson Kanu play for?
West
That's
Brom.
crazy.
West
That's
Brom.
crazy.
West Brom. Okay, West Brom. So Hal Robson Kanu plays West Brom and Zard plays for Real Madrid. Yeah, I don't understand, but that's fine. But the point I'm trying to make is that like we're all talking about these big teams and stuff like that. They're gonna potentially knock out Belgium. We're not thinking about these small teams. On a serious note, small teams that could cause this Belgium signs of problems, especially teams that have quick counter-attacking pace players that could cause this defense. I rate this Belgium defense. I mean, the Belgian defense is somewhat questionable, and you never know. Someone like a Daniel James could show, someone like Hazard that this is how you actually this is how you're a winger.
Can I say something about that though? I mean, like,
What was that? What was that?
Bro,
You're-
I have
Hey,
to damage.
Bloody hell.
Jesus
you're
Christ.
over here, like, I mean,
Where did
like,
that come from?
that's me. What are you
Red
talking
Devil.
about?
Red Devil. Who are you taking in?
Make sure you don't swallow the mic.
What are you talking
Sorry,
about?
what was Ra saying?
Pause.
Yeah, Red Devil. I was saying, who are you taking in 2021? Hazard or Daniel James? Or Dan James?
That's
Red
easy,
Devil,
man.
don't-
What kind
don't
of
tell me
question
Daniel
is that?
James.
Okay.
So
Say
Let them-
Daniel
let them-
James.
let
That
them-
Usain Bolt James.
England, Croatia,
Daniel
England.
James-
No, relax,
Wait,
relax.
can I say something
Yo,
about
can I talk about this?
what Red Devil said
man.
about Belgium?
Okay, roll.
Okay, so I mean, we're gonna talk about England real quick, but I believe you stated that you think England is favorites for this tournament.
No,
But
I never said that.
not
Who
you.
said
I'm
that?
talking about Red Devil.
I never said
Red
England
Devil.
were favourites for the tournament. Who said that?
Oh,
You know what's
okay, never
crazy?
mind.
The bookies actually had England as the top favorites.
Well, okay,
That was
okay,
crazy.
well,
Oh, no.
In general,
But see, Martin, do you know what happens? I think someone explained it to me on Twitter. Is because English guys always get hyped, so they always on mass base. So they think that they are afraid of a massive payout. Hence why they always shorten the odds for England in every tournament, which makes sense. Because it isn't realistic. They know that no, these guys ain't winning crap. But by the off chance these guys somehow win, it would be a massive payout because everybody in England, because the media always drums up hype, always builds them up. Everyone gets super excited, so everybody just goes and bets like crazy that England will win, and then they end up flopping.
And H.
okay.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
free
think
money, I guess.
YSK and YSK and Hassan haven't spoken yet. So yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
we'll
speak.
get
Oh,
there.
No. They
You're
spoke.
right,
They spoke.
YSK has to
They
speak.
spoke.
No,
Hey,
we're
can
not
I-
going to
Let
have
YSK,
Yeah, no. You said no. They
WSK.
spoke.
No, I didn't
No,
speak.
because
Let
I went around the whole room.
WSK.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
can I get a beast
We
mode?
went
Can I
around
get
the
a
whole
beast
room.
Let me
mode?
speak.
Can I get a beast
Let me
mode?
So we're all good. So England,
Wait, no,
Croatia.
yes,
Hey,
go
can I
after.
get a beast mode?
Yes,
Can I
you
get a
go
beast
now.
mode?
Bob.
Just one
WSK
beast mode.
Jackson
Just
speak.
one beast mode.
Let the
All I
guys
want is one beast mode. Just give me one beast mode and I'll stop talking.
Let the guys speak.
Scream beast mode into the mic and I'll stop talking.
No.
Oh, actually, sorry, that is one quick question. Actually, as a serious question, Gareth Bale is going back to Real Madrid at the end of this. Should
Oh.
Gareth Bale? Is it Gareth Bale, Eden Hazard? Who should really take that new position? You know, does it depend on this in the European
Should be
Championship
Bale.
performance?
Of course,
Give it
it's
Hazard
Bale.
Or
is
Give
a
it to
left wing,
Bale.
Gotta be
and
beast
Bale
mode.
is a
Gotta
right
be
wing.
Give it to Bale.
So they play different positions.
You know what?
Genuine
That's
question.
funny.
Genuine question.
After a 40% Hazard just showed you what he showed in that
40% of us. That's what you did.
40% on the BMI. 40% on the BMI.
That's what.
Hassan hasn't spoken yet, guys. Hassan.
Yeah, yes, you go.
40% on the BMI.
Okay, Hassan, I'm giving you Hassan the 1 minute.
40% BMI.
Hassan, you have,
What do you
you
do?
have
1 minute.
to
Why
talk.
that timer?
Get that
Discriminate.
index. Get that index text.
Bro, I'm tired. Actually, where's my timer? Wait, let me
Okay,
get
chill. Listen,
Yo,
chill. Okay.
we came
Wait,
here
wait,
to
wait.
talk about Belgium.
Let him
So,
not.
Let me
Hassan, you're
Let me speak.
now.
He said
Okay.
40% on the BMI.
I like to say Hazard is trash, garbage truck juice player. He should never play again. Belgium are favourites without him.
50 seconds
it.
left.
Chill. Yes, you go now.
So get your timer.
Oh, both in a minute. You
okay.
go.
Well, I mean,
Hassan, if he
I
stops
just
you, we'll
wanted to
boycott the
talk
hangout.
about
40
Lukaku. I just
seconds.
wanted to talk about Lukaku. I don't want to talk about Hazard, who's not gonna play. Like Verratti's not gonna
He's a
play.
fat
Like,
bum. You don't do nothing.
HH, you
30
need to stop
seconds.
this, man. I feel like sometimes you put this energy in the world, man. Like let
No,
I blame him for ruining that.
20 seconds.
Like you know what's so sad? I because of HH, I
Yeah,
forget
I was
how good Hazard is. Like I had to go to YouTube and watch him. Like, yeah, man, Hazard
10,
was cold,
9,
man.
8,
But yeah,
7,
Belgium.
I want a minute back. I want a minute back. I want a minute back.
4, 3,
Bro,
2,
tag you in.
1.
Can
All
I
right.
get my minute back?
Yo,
Come on,
no, you can't. Guys,
Hazard's trash. Anyway.
so
Bum
shout
player,
out
loser.
to Belgium and so
Morgan's the
forth.
real Hazard.
Is
England.
HH your last name Hazard?
Hashtag
Somebody check that
Morgan.
boy's BMI.
Hashtag
Somebody go
So
check
guys,
that boy's
England,
BMI. He's not
Croatia,
healthy. He's not healthy.
2
Check that boy's BMI real quick.
10.
F the elephant seal, bro. He's elephant seal.
10.
Too high on the BMI. Go check that boy's BMI.
England. So again,
His name
I
is
think
Hazard.
for those of us who live in
That's
England,
crazy.
there's a lot of hype brewing through, and
Pineapple
there
mochi.
is this crazy belief that England can go ahead and win it because for some reason I think they've forgotten who is managing this side. And you see, here's the thing here. I feel that this England team has more options, better options, and better personnel than they did back in 2018 when they faced Croatia in the semi. And Croatia don't have Mandzukic, who I think was very important for Croatia and, of course, scored the winning goal. But I think that despite that, Croatia have the superior midfield. England's defense is shaky. England's midfield is pretty garbage. England's attack is popping off.
That's harsh.
But England's midfield compared to Croatia's main midfield, you're talking Brozovic, you're talking Modric,
Are you
you're talking
forgetting Mason
Kovacic.
Mount? Hello.
You got
And
CL winner
Yeah,
there.
don't forget Mount.
Generational talent.
Don't forget
CL winner.
Mount. CL winner.
Where's
I don't think
Mount
Mason Mount is
Mount.
in midfield though.
Wait.
Respect Mount.
So Red Devil, England, Croatia. You see, I am deliberating with a 1-0 or a 1-1, but I think I'm going to stick with a 1-1. 1-1 between. I think they both share the spoil, so I'm sticking with a 1-1.
Who scores?
What say you?
Who scores though?
Igusi soup.
I go through a throwing game because remember we talked about on the preview where like if England top the group, then they'll face one of the teams in the France Germany thing. So a cynic in me thinks that this is the game that he's going to throw. Like throw the game, you know, like you don't want to be first, so like throw the game off. Just let Croatia win this game, so you can get like second and third, so you can plan your cheeky way to the semi-final. That's literally the only way. Like, okay, maybe draw
That's what
something.
happened in the World Cup.
Exactly. He threw the fight. I mean, don't make it obvious, but like, just let Croatia win this group, and then Croatia can play against France and Germany, whatever, and then England can play against what is it? I think England, if they finish second,
Poland.
Play. Is it Poland or
Poland.
Finland? Poland's group, exactly.
Yeah,
and
but
so
they won't do that.
Can they even beat
They
Poland?
will do that.
Can they
England, they will do
whole
it.
tournament.
It was-
Guys, this
No,
whole
no,
tournament
trust me.
is
No.
like
Yes, I said I don't think in England
They
don't
will.
creep passes guys to say, you know what? Because for England, England, they live off of, hey man, we made it to the World Cup semis. We made it to the World Cup semis. Even though, because I remember I was watching the England-Belgium game at Box Park, the group game, which was the last group game. And I remember when Belgium were winning, and this guy said, hey guys, why are you so sad, man? This means that we finished second. So they were celebrating coming second because in their mind, they were like, we don't want to face Brazil. Belgium were like, who cares? Belgium faced Brazil, and guess what they did? They beat Brazil.
Hey, do you know why Belgium faced Brazil though? Because of one player, Adnan Januzaj. Adnan Januzaj scored the winning goal against England.
Who did he play for? Who did he play for?
Man United.
Yeah.
The guy has not been relevant since 2013. Bro. Why are we talking about this?
I really mentioned Adnan Januzaj. So,
why are we talking about this?
So Red Devil. See, my thing is that and I'm sure you, Red Devil, and even Whitesky must know this. Like living in England, even Hassan as well. England, they can't help themselves. They can't.
They can't.
Like for me, I
It's been almost 50 years.
You see, my thing is that it's like I almost want to put like a challenge to the English media, English people that be humble. Go into a tournament and be humble. They can't do it. They can't.
That will never happen.
They always go into it because my thing is that because I was talking to my friend about this. You would assume that they've won like three World Cups and like 4 Euros.
Yeah,
they believe in Harry Kane.
England have only won one international trophy, and that was on home soil, which you have to debate. You know,
these guys get gassed after beating San Marino, and they were going to win the World Cup.
Okay,
so I'm a cynic. I still think that he might throw it because
he will.
No, generally because like you do look at these things as to what your best for is. So, but if he doesn't, essentially what I would say is I don't think there's any pressure for Southgate to go out and win this game as the point. So I'd be very surprised if England not for lack of quality, give Croatia lubrication.
Wait, hold on. I mean, let me ask you this right away. So, if things go to plan, which I don't think they will, because I think there's going to be some surprise, but let's say things go to plan, and France finished top of that group, Portugal finished second, and Germany finished third.
Yeah.
Are you saying that England don't feel confident enough to beat Germany? Or rather, wouldn't this England team, who you think can win the whole thing, shouldn't they want to face one of their fierce rivals, Germany, and want to beat them?
They should want to, but as we saw with the previous Euros, Portugal finished third in that group and somehow went on and did whatever it is they did to win the tournament. So, it's this. At the end of the day, I've got no doubt that in when they're planning these things, we're looking at all the permutations that in the background, the players, the managers are thinking, listen, okay, we want to get to as far in this tournament as we can. And if this means that we don't face a big team until the semi-final or the quarter-final, whatever, then why not? So
you really think they're gonna throw it? You really think they're gonna play for
it?
England will do it. They will do it.
Jamal,
let me know.
not
Let
has
me
no
know if they
limits.
throw it.
not throw it, but I mean,
Put
I don't
money
think they're
on
going
it.
to necessarily go all out. Like, I wouldn't be
No,
surprised
it's
if it ends up
tactics.
in a
It's
yeah.
tactics.
If it's a fixed game, I'm
you know.
putting my rent money
No,
on it.
no. It's tactics. It's tactics.
Easy.
Master, if you're putting your rent money on it, I want a cut, please.
It's
I
Lareth
want a cut.
Lautgate. It's Lareth
I,
Lautgate.
I want a cut. I want a
We
cut.
won't.
please.
We won't.
Lareth,
man.
in Lareth, we believe.
We won't be seeing Martin Rosario anymore, man. Like what do you? He'll be
So
the
yeah,
next Eggball here.
that's the thing. Like, so I expect there'll be a draw. Basically, like I don't think that they'll go all out to beat Croatia in the first game. Probably like a 1-1 or something like that.
Who else wants to jump in? England, Croatia.
Yeah.
I'll say something.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen.
Okay, you can go first. That's cool.
No, cool. You can go. I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have England winning 2-0, but I would say Croatia's midfield, yeah, like what you said, basically, it's extremely underrated, and the only reason why I have Croatia losing and not scoring is because Mandzukic is not playing. Oh, I mean, he retired from the national team.
So you don't believe in Kramaric?
Super Mario
No.
is not playing.
What
I
about
mean,
the guy from
He's
AC
retired.
Milan?
He's retired.
Is he
He retired.
What about
Yeah.
the guy from AC Milan? I think it's
Rebic. I mean, Rebic. He's
Rebic,
all right,
yeah.
but he's. I mean,
See,
Perisic is there too. He's all right too, but I just want to say, I think it's kind of foolish. I like. It's so funny to me how everyone's talking about England being favorites. I was gonna say to Red Devil. I mean, I know he said he never claimed England to be favorites, but England 5 years ago also lost against Iceland.
Oh,
So-
That was the best. Oh my god, it was amazing.
They lost against
So, I
us.
mean,
so
if
you know, you know.
if people are gonna say stuff about
That was
Belgium,
hilarious.
they should say the same thing about
Yeah.
England. So
Iceland,
that's all I wanted to say.
they captivated the
Nah, it's
heart of
funnier on
everyone.
Belgium though. It's funnier with Belgium.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's a lot funnier on Belgium.
like if we look at the England squad back then to Iceland, like although England was superior, Iceland were no joke. But like Wales, if you want me to go for the Wales squad against
Yes,
Belgium,
But
like,
they had
most of those
please,
players,
dude, please.
most of those
I mean,
players,
Red Devil, that was a supposed golden
they had
generation.
Gareth
That was a
Bale.
golden
They
generation.
had Gareth Bale.
Hey, can you zoom in on my name real quick?
Yeah, prime Gareth
Zoom in
Bale.
on my name. Zoom in on my name.
Yeah, no.
Zoom in. There you go.
40 BMI.
Is that-
Get that boy
Are you-
checked. Get
Wait,
that
wait,
boy
wait,
checked. He's not healthy.
okay.
He's not healthy.
Let's hear some scores or how things are going. So who's saying England, Croatia? How do you see it going?
I don't like England's defense that much. One thing I just want to say real quick, I wish they called up Tomori. I think he would have been a
Yeah,
good
that was a
addition
big
to the
miss.
England
Huge
squad.
miss.
Massive L,
Yeah.
that one. Massive.
Yeah, but I think, for me personally, I think it's going to be a draw, though. I'm just going to say 1-1 draw.
YSK?
England. Can I before I just say it, scoreline? Today I listened to a Lareth Lautgate interview, and in that interview, right, this dude said that England is not at its peak yet, and you know it's funny because I agree with him, and I'll go one better. I don't think they'll ever reach their peak with this dude in charge. That's the funny thing.
No.
Because the only reason why this guy looks like a half decent manager is because De Boer is in this tournament. That's the only reason why he looks like a half decent manager.
True.
Because
That's the only reason why. So with this, yeah, I think it comes down to whether
respectable.
No. I know. Just relax.
7 losses, 0.
It comes
he's
down
a CL winner. He's a CL
Wait,
winner.
YSK talk.
Wait, let me talk.
CL winner.
Let me. I think it comes down to how that Croatian midfield dynamic works with Modric, Brozovic, and Kovacic. Because I don't know if they can still run that midfield like they did in the World Cup. So I'm gonna still say hopeful with England and say a 2-1 victory for England.
So before I come to Mr. Hassan, let me just get in on these dubs.
It's gonna be a lot of Hazard bashing in that
from Totally Awesome, thank you for the dub. He says, for that sake, put an end to this nonsense, I beg. Totally Awesome.
Yes, please.
Hazard
yes.
has been the most assaulted insulted and abused
Well,
player in
HH, we can enter a plea
Rightfully
deal right now.
so.
Come on, man.
So,
Rightfully
Enter a plea
so.
deal.
so fourthly,
Rightfully
also
so.
only writes that Hazard balls because of course it's awesome. If Hazard balls, I will cry. If Hazard balls and does something amazing,
If Ozan
Guys,
was,
I got a question. I got a question. I got a question. I got a question. Let me answer a question. Let me answer a question.
I will have
I got a
an
question. I got a
emotional
question.
takeover. Let me wait.
You're
Let
already
me
having an
let me
emotional
finish these
takeover.
jobs. Let me finish these jobs and come back to you. From Suleiman, thank you for the job. If Zad is a bastard, then isn't Thorgan one too?
Thorgan is better.
Yeah, Thorgan is way
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
come on, he was the real Zard the whole time. We got finessed, man. We
Uh,
all got
No,
finessed.
Basically, Zad saw Thorgan and changed his name.
Yeah, he changed it to
Yeah,
Fat
yeah.
Bastard. To Fat Bastard, that's his name.
see, my thing about it is that look, Thorgan himself said that he feels embarrassed to wear the name Hazard because he knows that he can never live up to
Oh,
his
he
big
didn't, man.
role.
Not lying, man.
I'd be
I'll
embarrassed too, to be honest.
I'll show you
I'd
the
be embarrassed
interview.
too.
I'll show you the interview if you want.
I'd be embarrassed too.
From the real Janice, thank you for the dub. Real Janice says, HH, I remember I saw a billboard in central London with the 3 Lions badge with a what? H, I remember I saw a billboard in central London with the 3 Lions badge with a second star above it before the 2010 World Cup. Like
You're
for F's
lying.
sake.
That means if you know World Cup,
Real
they're
Janice, you must
saying
be
they're gonna
lying.
win 2010.
I pray you're lying. I pray
It's probably
you are
true.
lying.
I wouldn't be
It's
surprised.
probably true.
If
it's
those
probably
guys
true.
did that, these guys are sick.
That's something
But,
England would
but you
do.
see, I think the thing about England though is that they need their arrogance. They can't be humble because this is a guy's, whether you look at the royal family, the fact that English is so widely spoken, and the fact
It's
that
the
people
Queen's
revere
birthday
England's
tomorrow anyway.
history. England can never
And their football
come into
plays
things
as
and
well.
be like humble. Oh, let's be humble. No, they will always
They lost
have
to
this
USA
feeling of
in that
superiority.
World Cup.
Maybe that second star was for the under-17s or something.
Wait, hold on,
HH,
guys.
it's the
This
Queen's birthday
this guy
tomorrow.
cannot talk. He cannot talk. He makes every excuse up for Champions League losses with Chelsea, so he cannot talk at all. In his eyes, Chelsea has about 5 Champions Leagues.
Waiske, you're talking to a 2-time CL winner. Respect.
We have
Why
two
should
Champions
my
Leagues.
score?
Hassan,
We have two
Hassan,
Champions
Don't
Leagues
get him
too.
started
Hassan.
on that.
We have two
Hassan,
Champions
relax,
Leagues too.
man.
There's nothing can go on.
Hassan, trust me, after the Euros and Copa America, I'm coming back to clan all of you people.
Nah,
Once
come
season
on,
starts,
relax. No, he didn't mean
He
that.
said that in
He didn't
2018,
mean that.
but
No.
Martin Dor,
No, I
he
meant
didn't
it.
mean
I
that.
want
Come
all
on,
the
it's gonna
smoke.
be a
I
tough.
Why?
want the smoke.
Relax,
I want the
man.
smoke.
Please.
I want the smoke.
It's coming. Yeah,
No, I'm not slandering them. I'm not. You know, I made my peace.
Hassan.
I made my peace.
yeah. I got Croatia winning 2-0. Obviously, the best player at the last World Cup is gonna show up.
Yeah.
At
The
Wembley.
Dritch.
The
The
actual best
Dritch.
player at the last World Cup.
The Dritch. Tell him.
None of that alleged Zard crap right there.
No,
Yeah.
Hassan, Mason Mount. I'm sorry, Mason Mount is gonna show that
Listen, I know-
Modric. He's gonna retire Modric. Mount will
I know
retire
this
Modric.
match generational. We have to
Goat
sit down for
Mount.
this match. Just for
Goat
this
No,
match.
no.
Generational.
What did HH call him?
Lionel Mount.
Mount Kilimanjaro?
Lionel Andreas Mount.
When Madrid sees Chilwell and Mount, he's gonna get nightmares.
Well, we all know. Southgate will play a midfield of Henderson and Rice. So we know what we'll do. And Modric.
I prayed to God that.
No.
He's such a brick, though. He's such a
cannot
brick.
wait to see that lineup.
He's such a brick.
No.
I am counting down the hours till 1 p.m. till I see what that guy comes up. Because if that guy plays Henderson and Rice in that
Playing
midfield,
one of
I'm
them
like,
is bad enough.
Yeah.
Playing one of them
Henderson is
bad
on
enough.
one
All of them at
leg,
the same
though.
time.
And
He's on
And
one
once
leg.
that-
Henderson's injured.
So,
He's on one leg.
Hassan.
once that final whistle blows, I'll be drinking English beers. I'll be drinking English straight from London.
Okay,
you know.
Elby, talk to me. Your thoughts. England, Croatia.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Southgate tanked this game and wanted to purposely lose to get second spot to avoid the big teams in the knockout stage. We've seen it before. So I certainly think that if there's a game which is going to tank, it's going to be against Croatia. So I'm going to say a 2-1 victory to Croatia.
Lean on Martin.
Martin, talk to me.
Yeah, this to me has all the makings of like a 1-1 or 1-0 game. Like, I'm definitely taking the under in this game. Yeah, I don't trust Southgate, man. That guy is Pure trash.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
That is very disrespectful.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean,
There's no
let's
need
keep
for
it-
Aldridge. There's no need for Aldridge, man.
But what the hell is this guy reading in the
Martin,
chat?
wait, whoa, Martin, can you focus? Martin, can you
This is a
focus?
family show. Come on, bro.
Martin,
What is wrong
can
with
you-
this dude?
This is the Hangout
Martin,
football heart. What is
can
it?
you? So what do you say? So England, Croatia. So how do you think it's going to go tactically and so forth? Go on.
It's the music video fire.
Bro,
That's the thing. I'm not
What the hell?
So score.
score. I'll say 1-1. I'll say 1-1. Harry Kane scores, or no. I'm sorry. Mount Kilimanjaro scores the goal. There you go, Mount.
Does this mean that if Mount balls with a CL that he surpassed Hazard in your
Ballon
book as
d'Or.
a Chelsea?
Yes,
Whoa.
yes,
Jamal.
it will.
Jamal.
Yes, it will.
As a
No,
Chelsea
Red
legend.
Devil,
Jamal,
Red
give
Devil.
me a
Red
prediction.
Devil, you know what's
I think
crazy?
he has
He's already
already.
surpassed him.
Has he?
He's already
Has he?
surpassed him.
He
He
has.
has no
Jamal.
CL medal.
Jamal,
Yeah,
What's his CL medal?
He's in the Champions League final.
Jamal, prediction, please.
Yeah, man. If I'm going to prediction, Kane have to show up, man, because Lukaku laid it down today. Today, Lukaku said, you know what? I'm going to get this tournament. So Kane have to reply. And guys, if Greenish plays, England win 2-1.
If
If he don't, I think they lost. But bro, me and YSK, you have to listen to our prediction, guys, because we're doing good in the leaderboard. I think each is 400. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
me and YSK, yeah, man. We know what we're doing.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, man, 2-1 England.
before going to yes side, I just want to give a shout out to all of those my fellow Nigerians who are protesting on June 12th, man. Give a shout out to my fellow Nigerians out there. Please protest against that very trash government that's just
I
trying
don't know. Today
ruin your
you
people,
you
man.
kind of dictatorship
Guys,
today.
where's
I
Gatland?
don't know, man.
Yeah,
Where's
no.
Gatland?
I'm a Democrat. Well, I'm a Democrat in theory. I'm a pacifist Democrat. I'm a democratic dictator. There you go. I'm a democratic dictator. Yes,
Guys, we're missing Gatland. Where's
Yeah.
Gatland?
no one not. No one not. Yes,
He's
The
an
only-
anarchist. He's
sorry,
an anarchist.
quick thing to
Is he banned? Is
quick-
Tagalog banned?
no. He's like my second in command.
Isn't he in
He's around
Nigeria?
the world.
Is he in Nigeria? Is he not able to be on Twitter? Like, is his VPN not working?
That's true. No. But look, Nigerians can always find a VPN. Yes, give me a score. Give me a score.
No,
Quick
HH.
thing, you need to bear in mind this game is playing at home. They're playing this game in
Yeah,
England.
that's
They're playing at Wembley, so bear that in mind.
But HH.
So that might be an L.
And Red Devil, you want them to throw a game at Wembley? Interesting.
Yeah.
HH. I've heard rumors that Sterling is starting.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still gonna stick to my gut feeling that Grealish probably won't sniff the pitch.
Wait. Yes, so on that, and I think this is something that Red Devil even brought up when we're doing a preview. MBE. Do you think that now puts extra pressure to now start Sterling and Rashford and thingy because they received MBEs?
Yes. I mean, I think
That's messed up.
Actually, he was gonna start Rashford and Sterling regardless. See, people need to understand this guy psychologically. Like, I look at people and I literally understand their personality, who they are, and that's making it easier for you to predict what they're gonna do. This guy, Southgate, I remember when Grealish got called up. It was one of the first time he got called up. Yeah, he balled. Everyone's so hyped for him to play. Yeah, he balled, and then he was like, they was keep asking questions about Grealish. He's like, yeah, Mason Mount had a great game. He kept he did not want to.
Wait, who's in Alaska?
Yeah. Where's that? I'm hearing a lot of feedback, man. Is there someone in Siberia?
I think that might be my fan. Sorry, guys.
Okay, all right.
So but then also, like, if you look on the other side of Croatia, I think Croatia got old. I think they got a lot old. This is not the same thing as 2018. I generally feel like, objectively speaking, this England have a better squad. I mean, you're expecting Modric to run a midfield, as well as Rakitic. I mean, Modric.
I don't think anyone doubts England have a better squad than Croatia. The issue is that Southgate isn't going to pick said squad. That's the problem. So,
but even with like playing with a Rice and Jude, I mean, I regardless, I don't This is not the same Modric. This is not the same Rakitic. They don't have Mandzukic, which was key. That was the core, guys.
It was key. It was
that
key.
was the core. So, I mean, I can see England topping this group, guys, and I can see England winning this game.
So give me a score. Give me a score.
2-1. Kane scores a penalty.
Mount
and-
assist. Mount assist.
and then Rashford scores a goal.
Mount
Yes, sir.
assist. Mount
Yes,
assist.
sir.
Oh, raw football. Radosov, give me a score, man. England, Croatia.
I already won. I said I had England 2-0.
Ooh. Okay, guys.
Oh.
Now it now comes to
Copa.
Copa. So, guys, look, man. Let me just start things off here.
Wait, is it even gonna happen, bro?
No, it is. It's official.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I heard there's an
So-
outbreak in Venezuela.
Brazil, right?
Something like that.
In Brazil, yeah.
in Venezuela.
In the Venezuela's team, apparently, there's an outbreak of COVID. Something like that.
Oh,
Oh, well,
I
think-
can't
no, no,
believe James Rodriguez didn't get chosen.
I think he's injured.
What?
Yeah,
he
he's
just
on
wasn't
the-
fit.
Yeah, he's on the squad.
He got
Okay,
chosen,
so-
but they
so-
sent
so-
him back because he wasn't fit.
Basically, no. Here's the thing. No. Basically, my thing here is that.
Why?
Look, every time these Copa America things come around, the Messi fanboy starts twerking because the Messi fanboys
They come out of the cave.
they need this. They need this because if
They're on
they
their
can
knees.
just get
They're
this,
on their knees.
then they can then fight. Because what the Cristiano fanboys have is a man has a Euro, even though
Unfortunately,
actually didn't perform.
That's
on
Thank
the
you,
final. It was-
Thank you,
yeah,
Ed.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah,
Messi
yeah.
fanboy. He's a Messi
it's
fanboy.
on his
I know,
TV. Is what it is.
I know
He's a Messi
Ede.
fanboy.
I know Ede. Yeah, I
What
know
about
Ede.
his Nations
I know
League?
Ede.
Yeah, Fat
Ede.
Sword never won
Ede,
an
I know.
international trophy.
What about his Nations
Fat
League?
Sword never won
A
an
Nations
international
League. He's
trophy.
got a Nations
And
League.
Nations League, yeah.
And the Nations League,
I
yes.
don't recognize that. I know
More than
Ede.
more than
I know
Hazard.
Ede.
More than
I know
Hazard.
Ede. I know. He gave him
Never
life.
won
Ede
an-
gave him life.
Hazard never won an
So-
international trophy.
So, Copa America here. See, as I said again, if Messi did take part in Copa America without Brazil, I'd have looked at him funny. If
Why
Messi,
look at
if you
What?
Messi, if you think for 1 second, I would have recognized your Copa America win without Brazil, you have another thing coming.
You're
You
funny,
have another thing coming. I mean, so it is in his best interest that he maintains it. But guys, I'll keep it real with you.
Wait, Tish, you're not looking at Neymar or Neymar. Sorry.
He knows Brazil is gonna win it. That's why he's quiet on it.
Wait.
Yeah, he's rooting for Neymar and
No,
Rafaela. He's rooting for Neymar and Rafaela.
Guys,
hasn't won a trophy for.
Be respectful to Rafaela. That's my sweetheart. That's my sweetheart. Be very
That's why you're
respectful.
rooting for them.
LSK Laxon. What is the meaning of this? So LSK Laxon sends a very disturbing dub that says, "This man is simping.
Oh,
This man
Read
is
it, bro.
simping for Neymar's sloppy seconds."
oh.
Damn.
Are you implying
That
Neymar?
that was
is-
good.
No.
That
I don't
was
know what
good.
you're implying. I didn't even know what you're implying.
was
I didn't know.
good. WSK
Moving on.
Jackson.
No. Hussein,
WSK.
keep talking. Hussein.
I'm just saying.
The question is this.
That
Hussein,
was
the question is
good.
this. Copa America.
And she looks like a man. And she looks like a man.
Can relax.
Whoa.
Don't mess up with. Don't
Whoa.
badmouth my Rafaela. Please don't.
It's not
Hussein.
Rafael, it's Rafael.
Hussein. Copa America, man. Can Messi realistically do it, or are 3 finals in a row enough to say it's never happening?
You
Lord.
can look
Why
at
am
my
I that
picture
evil?
right now. Okay,
Bro,
Copa
this dude.
America.
There's no need to zoom in.
That was a funny day. That was a very funny day.
That was a sad day, man.
That was
Sad day for
funny.
football.
Yeah,
It was sad,
what
but
I have to
funny at
say
the
is
same
that
time.
okay, so I've seen like some people like say, "Oh, maybe Argentina can win because they have competent defenders for once," and then I see Otamendi in that team sheet, so I think to myself, "Yeah, never mind, they're
Otamendi's
not winning
trash.
it at all." Realistically, I think it's a very interesting one because I feel like compared to maybe 2019, all the teams aren't really as strong as before. If you ask me, the reason I'm saying this is because Brazil, like their midfield, for example, it's much different. I think now they're kind of looking at playing Fred and Lucas Paqueta.
Wait. Is Daniel Alves still in the team?
Nah, I don't think so.
I think he got called up.
Nah,
for
he
the
didn't get
provisional
charged.
squad.
Yeah, it should be illegal.
No
That
way.
45.
There is no way.
I-
If
I-
Buffon
I-
is not allowed, then he's not allowed.
And
I'm
guys,
being
Fred
yeah.
is Venezuelan. He's not Brazil. I'm not accepting that. Fred is Venezuelan. Peruvian.
How's your best midfielder, Fred?
Wait. Let's talk. Hussein.
Nah, but yeah, all the teams are not the same as they used to be. Maybe Argentina slightly improved, but is that improvement enough to win the trophy? I don't think so, because defensively they still make a lot of errors. In the attack, they sometimes bottle with their chances. I think. I think they could have beaten Colombia when I saw them play against each other, but in the end they just conceded 2 goals. And I'm just like, how is that
Yep,
possible?
they were up 2-0 and blew it.
Yeah, so
Those bricks.
Yeah, they're bricks, man.
So who are you saying is going to win it? Because Uruguay, I think they've gone past their peak.
Yeah,
Brazil, you say, is must change. Although, let's keep it real. Brazil, Neymar needs to give it a Copa America. I don't recognize a Confederations Cup or an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah,
So I would say Brazil to defend it.
Respect the Olympics, bro. Respect the Olympics.
For me, it is Brazil to defend it. Now, if you ask me if Argentina is going to make the final, though, I think they will make the final. If you ask me.
Yeah,
No. Hussein, hold up. Hussein, relax.
Not another final. Choice.
Hussein, relax. Hussein, I am not doing a stream where Messi loses 4 finals internationally. Do you hear me, Hussein? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Hussein, I don't think no.
Hussein,
I don't think Hussein, I'll say it slowly.
Yeah, he lost.
I am
4
not
finals.
doing a
That's
international finals.
Yeah, he lost
4 or
4
5.
international finals. He lost 2007 Copa America.
Yeah, 2007.
That was the one where
Yeah, it's
Kaká
4.
outpaced him.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Where Kaká outpaced him and scored the
He's
final
lost
goal.
4.
And you wonder why he
record
retired.
here. What's going on?
They
And he
have
lost
a,
Why he
4.
retired.
you know what's wild? They have a Copa America almost every year because of Messi.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
and he
win it.
still can't do it. He
This is
still
the
can't
second
do it.
time.
They're
Second time where they
catering.
do it every
They're
2 years.
catering the tournament for him
So-
to win it, and he
See,
still
see,
can't do it.
See, this is why I feel sorry for Messi fanboys.
Yep.
Because guys, and I've said this for a while, that this is the bottom line. People have to, the footballing world and footballing community, fraternity, has to accept that when all is said and done, Messi will have never won anything internationally. And guys, I'll be real with you. I'll keep it real with you. I would actually like him to win for Argentina because I think that
He has to.
yeah.
He has to.
He has to. Martin,
How do
he
you
has
play
to.
for Argentina and not win any international
he has
trophy?
to.
That
See-
is a disgrace.
Martin, see, my thing about this is that I don't care how you want to spin it. I don't care how many. Because see, the thing that angers me is, oh, his team is trash. His team is not good. You don't make 3 finals in a row if your team is trash.
Yeah,
You don't.
that's
True.
And he lost to Chile twice. Twice.
Nah, but that was a
no,
good
no, no,
Chile
no.
team. That was a
And
good Chile team.
let me even get to what that was the first 2 the Chile's 2 trophies in their history came
Yeah,
in
that was
those
the
2
first time they
finals.
made it to the final.
Yes.
Wait,
You see,
can I go next?
If they lost to Uruguay or Brazil, it would make sense. The fact that you lost to a team where this is where the first, the L's are so big time. You see, that's what for me. Guys, it's not happening. It's not happening. It would be, and I think that for Messi, it is something that is missing. The Messi fanboys can say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." But no, it matters. It matters that someone so talented and so good with a talented identity that are good enough to make a final 4 times. 4 times.
Yeah, like come on, man. Maradona didn't sniff coke to win a World Cup in '86 for him to do that.
That's done right
Like
there.
you gotta have, like Maradona
emotional.
sacrificed a lot for his country, and you
Rest in
have this
peace,
brick
Maradona.
losing 4
Go.
finals. Like that's disrespectful.
Roll
to Maradona,
football,
bro.
roll football. Coming in, roll.
All right. So first, I want to say I 100% agree with your tweet that you made earlier, where you said South American football or Copa America overall has a better display of football.
Wait. Let's rest on that, guys. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Because I was having an argument with guys, you know that there's some really dumb people on Twitter. Like there's some guys who I don't think they use their brain on Twitter. Either they don't use their brain or Twitter attracts like brainless zombies. Because I was like, Copa America, the quality of football from top to bottom is better than any other confederation. You see, Europe, things pop off in the knockout stage. But when we're dealing with the guys in the lower tier, I'm sorry, Ecuador, Venezuela, Peru, and thingy are better than whether you want to bring in Slovakia or North Macedonia or thing like that. Like, I respect those guys, but the quality from top to bottom in South America is better than the quality top to bottom in Europe. It is. And also, the football that you get throughout in Copa America is just of a better quality throughout than what you'll get in Europe from all the way through.
Can I let me so let me add on to that. I know a lot of people don't really rate the FIFA rankings, but typically all South American teams tend to be within top 50. I mean, Bolivia usually drops down the lowest, but like for the qualifiers in the past World Cup, there was I think there was 5 teams from South America in the top 10 rankings. So that just tells you people kind of underrate CONMEBOL. On top of that, there's a saying in South America that says if your passport is Brazilian, Argentinian, or Uruguayan, you weigh more. Meaning people see you at higher skills in football wise. So I think that's why MLS has been growing, because they noticed that MLS and Mexico soccer football has been
Liga
growing.
Mex.
Yeah.
This guy just now said soccer.
Yeah, whatever,
It's
dude.
football,
I live
though.
in the United States. That's what they
Hey,
say.
come
here.
on, no. Here, it's a pass. It's a pass. Like, okay, good. So if Stephen Smith can say soccer, I'm cool with it. Go with it.
Yeah, so they've noticed that, and that's why they've been recruiting more people from South America in the leagues of Peru, Ecuador, Paraguay. So that's why they've been growing. But going back to Copa America, I think there's only 3 people that want this Copa America to continue. That's Messi, that's Neymar, and that's the Messi fanboys, because no one in South America wants this Copa America to continue.
Doesn't
I mean,
make sense.
I'm pretty sure it's
pandemic
obvious.
is too crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's obvious from all the countries' reactions, and basically all the players didn't want their country to host it. But I think this is Messi's last chance of winning the Copa America. And they're not going to do it. Everyone's saying that this team is actually better from the previous teams, but I'm sorry. Prime Higuain, prime Sergio Aguero, prime Di Maria. You had all right Otamendi. You had I forgot what the defender was. Yeah, Mascherano, and
who tore his
defender,
asshole in 2014.
There you go.
Got paid and got rewarded.
You had Garay
for
in defense, because you see, raw football. My thing is about it that I hate that narrative. The narrative that Messi has trash players, he didn't have help. That is the biggest pile of, because it just shows you.
Nobody said that when they made the 3 finals. Nobody said that when they made the 3 finals.
If it was a case where they got to the quarters or the semis, then fine. Once you're in a final, that's when your star player says what's up. That's when your star player does something.
He's not the leader.
You need a leader. You need someone to be like, aha, I'm here to take us home.
And this team doesn't have leadership.
To be fair, in respect to Argentina, I'm looking at like the defenders in their team, and aside from Otamendi, I've never heard of any of these guys.
That's what I'm saying.
These guys
is Foyth there?
Yeah.
No, he got
Foyth plays for Villarreal. Doesn't he?
They had that great guy.
He's in the squad, but I don't know if he starts.
Wait, back to Ro. Back to you, Ro.
So I think I don't see Argentina winning. I still do see Brazil winning, just because they want to deliver the trophy to Neymar. But besides that,
and they have a World Cup winner in their team.
World Cup winner?
Who?
Yeah.
Club book.
Firmino.
Bro, ignore him. Bro.
Canal-
Ignore him.
Oh yeah,
Ignore him.
HH. I'm just saying.
Club
Juan Foyth got dropped from the team.
Okay. This Copa America, it's gonna be held differently, as in instead of 3 groups or 4 groups, now they have 2 main groups. The fun thing about Copa America is that every single team could beat each other besides Brazil. That's why if you saw these past Cup qualifiers, Peru, who was in last place, they beat Ecuador, which was in 3rd place, and they had beaten every single team besides Argentina and Brazil.
And also, see, this Brazil team isn't unbeatable. They're not like they're strong. Especially, I remember watching Copa America back like in the late 90s with like Romario, Ronaldo, Bebeto. Like, see, guys, if you want to see a individual put on a full-on massacre on a tournament, watch Ronaldo's performance. I think it's in the 97 Copa America. I've never seen a guy perform such an assault on a tournament like that in my life before. So Brazil in the 90s and so forth was like, no, these guys are tearing assholes to pieces. They're still very strong and so forth. But see, my thing is this. Neymar better win this thing, bro. You have the strongest team. You have the players and everything. See, because it was very bad for Neymar optically, the fact that Brazil won the Copa America without him. Because the fact that, because the whole thing, oh my gosh, how can they do this? So Rafaela's brother has to deliver me this Copa America because Rafaela's brother, they wanted to without you.
Is that what you told her?
That's
what his name is. His name is Rafaela's brother.
Hold on, see,
let me add on to that.
Roll.
So I think Brazil will be a lot more confident now coming into this tournament, because in the last Copa America, the pressure was 100% on them. They were still suffering from the Germany beatdown that they had in their home soil. They had been doing horrible in the past Copa Americas. If you remember in 2016 when they had the Copa America in USA, they lost to Peru. They came 3rd place. They didn't even make it out of the group stage. I actually attended that match, which is pretty cool.
Wait, which match was it that they attended to?
I attended to Peru versus Brazil, which was in Boston. Yeah, I flew out there. Yeah, so the pressure was on them. The tournament was being held in their home soil, and they didn't want Argentina to win. I'm sure 100% that Brazil would not allow Argentina to win in their home, especially and giving the trophy to Messi, which I know I have a lot of Brazilian friends, and they do not like Messi at all. So I'm sure the whole nation of Brazil doesn't like Messi.
Bro, they were praying for Germany to win that World Cup in 2014.
Actually,
they were praying
for your friends. Why do they not like Messi? Because of the whole Brazil Argentina thing, or there's something specific about Messi they don't like?
It's mostly because of the Brazil versus Argentina stuff, but recently they actually even started hating Neymar, and these guys are big. I'm talking about they are big. Like they're extremely patriotic about Brazil. I don't know if you met a Brazilian, but besides over here,
which loves Neymar apparently.
No.
Honestly, I even question him being Brazilian. I don't know.
No. I think the thing about Rafaela's brother is that Rafaela's brother has all the skill in the world and all the talent in the world. And my thing is that Rafaela's brother's legacy is dependent on winning something for Brazil. And if all he can show me is an Olympic gold medal and a Confederations Cup, I'm sorry, Rafaela's brother, that's not good enough. So I can understand why people don't respect Rafaela's brother.
He's which is why I find it. He's a side chick.
And so what I find so disrespectful is that you want to now compare Rafaela's brother to Ronaldinho.
That's crazy.
Where's the fact of the matter that you've not helped your country to a World Cup? You can't even give me a Copa America. But it goes to Messi again. Say, Messi, I really need a World Cup. I really need a World Cup. But
you're not getting
Messi,
that, bro.
But okay, Jamal, can I get a Copa? Just one.
I don't think they're even
Can I
getting a
get
Copa.
one Copa?
Wait,
Can I get one?
just out of
Get a
curiosity,
Copa.
what's the
Copa.
bigger trophy, a Euro or a Copa?
It's a
terms of what?
Euro
Same.
would be higher quality since like you had to beat higher teams at the end. But I would rate a Euro higher than Copa America just because you have to face multiple big nations, while in South America there really is just 2, 3 or
Yeah, I
tops
mean,
4.
It's
I think the
But
latter stages
overall,
are
football,
latter stages are
football
usually a
wise,
lot
you
harder.
see, Martin, you have to say, in terms of what? Is it in terms of how difficult it is? What it represents? Like, because I think someone asked me a similar question that, like, which is bigger or so forth. I'm like, okay, in terms of what though? Because it's like they both have the same value, because it's like it is, because remember, it goes World Cup, then your Confederation Trophy. Now if you see which is the most difficult to win, Euro, there are more teams, but how many? You may say that Euro, you say, is harder because there are more quality teams.
because it's every 2 years.
Especially in the latter
too.
stages.
Especially in the latter stages, the more quality teams. See, really, Copa
Yeah.
America, the top tier teams, it's really 3, 4, really. But it's just that those teams are really good. But the thing about Copa America is that it's really there is greater parity. Europe,
It's
there
so
is like
competitive.
it's a top, and then there's just a massive drop off. So there's a massive gap between like the top teams and the other teams. In like,
I mean, every now
Let me
and then
just
you have
finish
that
on.
Cinderella
I mean,
story.
let me just finish off. So just finishing off about Commonwealth in general, because I feel like it doesn't get the appreciation that it deserves. If I mean, you guys should seriously watch the Commonwealth qualifiers. The special thing about South America qualifiers is that it's
hard, man.
you have to go to totally different climate zones.
Yeah, Peru.
Yes, Bolivia.
Bolivia.
Like you have to
Mexico.
play at altitude.
Mexico.
So
those pictures
so like
at
Bolivia,
altitude,
it's
that's
extremely
altitude.
high. So is Ecuador. You can
Peru
go to
too.
some place.
Yeah,
Peru is
is
in. I
so
mean,
high.
they have regions where it's high, but in their capital, it's pretty much sea level. So it's not that bad.
But
No. But see, my thing is that I think it's all about styles and so forth. Like that's why it's whenever we have that discussion, which league is better and everything. It's which one you prefer to watch. I think when you watch Europe, it's a lot of passing, and I think it's more. There's more passing and more team play, and I think that there are a lot more fouls are called, so you can be a lot more tactical with your fouls. Copa America, there's more
Sometimes they have
skills.
massacres.
There's more skills. It's more physical. It's more aggressive, and the referee allows me to go through it. I always tell you this story. I can't remember who Argentina were playing. Messi was getting kicked the whole game.
I think it was
And Messi says to
Colombia.
the ref that, "Yo, ref, are you going to call it?" Ref says, "No, we're in South America, bro. Rules are different here from Europe." So
You can even say that about Neymar when they played Colombia, I believe in the 2000.
like where the whole beef happened and Neymar got angry.
Yeah. So
Can I say this? That's what I said, bro. You said, but I don't think you know how big this is. If Messi finishes his career without winning anything for Argentina, that's a stat.
You see, Jamal, my thing is
That's
that
crazy, bro.
you see, Jamal, you see, the Messi fanboys are sweating because they know that that's hence why they don't want to say it. They are desperate. They're desperate. And no, see, here's my thing. Which is why every time that he fails, there's always someone to blame. Oh my gosh, it's this guy's fault because they're so angry because they know. Look, Jamal, they were so close. 2014, they were so close.
Mario,
I watched the 2014 final like again on YouTube, bro. That 1v1, he scores that every day. Every day he scores that 1v1. But my thing though, Jamal, is that those you were given two. See, normally there's like a 2 or 3 year gap. So the longer the gap, the more difficult it is because you have to keep the team together. So you had that strong core from 2014, 2015, and 2016, and you couldn't get it done. I mean, there's no excuse. There is no excuse.
And let me finish this. I want to make one more statement.
Okay, roll.
Okay, fine. So, I think, Copa America, people tend to be surprised with their quality of football. I remember when the 2018 World Cup happened. I actually went to the Denmark versus Peru game, and everyone was saying how Denmark were gonna kill Peru. I mean, Peru did end up losing because they missed a penalty, but everyone was extremely surprised of the quality of football that the nation of Peru had. I just don't think. I just keep repeating this. I don't think that people respect CONMEBOL football, and just because everyone watches European leagues, they don't realize how technically or how good technically you have to be individually. You have to be technically good to survive in South American football. You have a regular player from South America who can like do a whole bunch of skill moves. I mean, and that's why the term jogo bonito, even though that did come from Brazil, in general, all South America, there is a higher level of technical skills that is required.
No. And I think, but people's argument is, oh well, look at the amount of European teams that have won the World Cup. But then
that's
again,
there's so many European teams.
There's so many European countries, and also France. Is it France or is it France and the United States of Africa? So that's another thing to.
Let me ask you guys a question. You, Jamal, and specifically you, Jamal, and the panel, basically.
Yes.
Which is worse, though? I mean, because I think about when you guys say if Messi finished his career without winning an international trophy, but then you have Neymar. Like, as much as you cannot overlook the fact that he's playing for Brazil. Like, it's Brazil, guys. This is
for Neymar.
Honestly, I think it's worse on Neymar.
Brazil, guys.
I think it's worse on Neymar.
It's not only that he plays for Brazil.
Messi's worse.
It's a 10.
No.
Neymar's
worse.
Yes, Messi's worse.
Neymar's worse.
Neymar's worse.
Neymar's worse.
I'll tell you why Messi's is worse. No. You see, Yessi, you're almost right in the sense of you're playing for Brazil. We know how talented you are. So if Neymar doesn't win this Copa America, you're trash.
No, what I mean,
but that's why Neymar is worse. Because
no. But here's the thing. Here's my argument. My thing is, you keep telling me every effing time this guy is the GOAT. Every single freaking time. He's the greatest player of all time. He's the GOAT. Okay. He's the GOAT. You say he's the GOAT. Can I get an international trophy?
No, but hate it.
No. I don't want to hear any buts.
I'm just talking about
You keep telling me that he's a freaking
But for their career, listen.
They lost to Uruguay at home.
No, but
that's crazy.
The question
in 2011 Copa America.
The question.
2011 Copa America, they lost to Uruguay at home, and Uruguay ended up winning the Copa America. That just tells you how much CONMEBOL did for Argentina and Messi to win the Copa America. They couldn't even beat Uruguay at home. Although Uruguay did win the Copa America.
You see Neymar's career. At least Messi's got multiple Champions League. Neymar's only Champions League. He can't even claim it. So apart from that, he don't have many trophies in his career.
Hassan, you have to look at.
Wait, Hassan, are you saying that Hassan? Are you saying that Neymar is the same amount of Champions Leagues as Mason Mount? Is that what you're saying, Hassan? I just want to put that out there. Hassan, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Hassan?
He can't claim it. Let's be honest.
Let's talk about Dud. Let's talk about Dud.
You really have to think about this, HH.
Let's talk about Dud. Neymar did it with MSN. Neymar did it with MSN.
Mount did it with Timo Werner. Dud, I'm just saying.
Guys, you are treading on very dangerous waters here.
No, but HH, okay, go ahead,
Big Dud right there.
Shout out Turbo. Shout out Turbo Timo. More CLs than R9.
Let Jamal land.
You got CL Henderson.
Let Jamal land. Jamal.
Yeah. Guys, I know the thing with Neymar, but it's bigger for Messi. The reason why is because no one saying Neymar is
a good. Relax, bro.
No one saying Neymar is a good. But people always say
some
Messi
people are.
is a good. How Messi can be the GOAT if you win not with Argentina? As it should say, not even a Copa. That's embarrassing. So that's why I feel
I get your point, Jamal. But here's my point, and here's the point I'm trying to make. This is football, guys. this football. I mean, the history of football is basically Brazil, guys. Like you talk about Pele, you talk about Ronaldo, Romario, Ronaldinho.
No.
Now you have
No.
Neymar.
Don't
So you
forget Fred.
No.
This is an individual thing.
No.
This is an
Hold
individual.
on. Hold on. Yes, you just made your point.
Don't forget Fred.
You actually made the point for Neymar, because people can say that I didn't have a team that had Rivaldo, Bebeto, Romario, Ronaldinho. I had Fred Flintstone.
And you won it
I
without
had Fred Flintstone, and I got touched up. I got undressed 7-1. I got
Marcel was
undressed
a
7-1.
big
Wait. My thing is this: is that nobody has ever said Neymar is the GOAT. They've said he's the most talented of the generation. So once you open your mouth and say this guy is the greatest player of all time, okay. Let me see your greatness. Your greatness can't be saying what's up to Eba Elche and
Neymar is not even in
Fruit
the
Sellers FC.
Hey, those fruit sellers got a Europa League.
Neymar is not even in the conversation. He's Brazil's talisman.
Easy.
Wait. Yes, your mic. Yes, I think you're saying what's up to your mic, bro.
No,
Wait. Let me hit this drops. Easy. Let me hit this drops. So from Adash 3, thank you for the drop, Adash 3. So Adash 3 says Copa America titles: Uruguay 15, Argentina 14, Brazil 9. Argentina fell off since their players. Argentina fell off since their players started using growth hormones. Uruguayan.
This is a mess.
No. Wait. Uruguay pound for pound is the best. See, and I said, damn, that's interesting. So wait.
Might be talking about Suarez for that one.
Said, Said, you talked about how Brazil are big. If we look at the stats here, the numbers here, Uruguay and Argentina are the two most successful sides in the Copa America.
That's a good point.
Those are what the numbers say. Yeah. So Adash, thank you very much for giving us that stat sheet, because
I didn't even know Uruguay rolled like that.
Yeah, same.
Because I think when they won it in 2011, I was like, okay, what?
World Cups, relax.
So from Suleiman, thank you for the job. Suleiman says, how do you let Alexis Sanchez pimp smack you twice?
That's
crazy. That was prime Sanchez.
This image here is one of the most messed up images I've seen, because Alexis knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And Alexis knew where the camera was.
Yep.
And the thing, I didn't know what the thing about this is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this after Messi kicked him out of Barcelona?
Yes.
He was in Arsenal when this happened.
Yes.
He went full NJ mode and took it personal. He took it personal.
Took it personal. And I took it personally. No. You see, because Alexis, because and you don't know what it was so big.
Mm.
Oh no, this was the second time.
Yeah.
Because the first time was when he did the Panenka.
Yeah.
The first time was a Panenka, but this was the second time, because you see, my thing is that, do you know how satisfied Sanchez must have been? That you pushed me out because you actually helped to say, oh no, I'm not part of the whole Barca thing, and I do a dub with you scoring a Panenka in one of those penalties. Oh no, you see, Messi
made him retire. By the way.
But AJ, facts. What annoys you more? People saying Messi is the GOAT or people saying Ronaldo is the GOAT? Because I see you very passionate about that. So what annoys you more?
It has to be Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Cristiano has a case. He has a case.
What?
With that, Cristiano has a case. Messi hasn't got a case.
That's true. He's got a case.
At least Messi has the ability.
Let me roll with you, Jamal.
He's got a case.
Honestly speaking, it both annoys me the most. Because my thing is that the Cristiano, the GOAT thing is, dude doesn't know how to play football.
Whoa.
No, wait.
You need to know how to play the sport to actually be in there. And Jamal, for Messi, for Messi, my thing is that the guy, when it comes to big games, he's
a Barca merchant.
He's a whenever it comes to big games. So you can't turn into a fruitcake when it comes to high pressure moments.
Which is weird, HA. That's the weird thing about Messi. It's like,
And that's
Yeah.
that pisses me off.
Yeah.
How can you name a guy the greatest of this sport who doesn't have the heart of a champion?
True.
Yeah.
True.
He doesn't have
He
the
has the
balls,
ability, yeah.
man.
Armando
Yeah, he's
not
got the
have
ability,
the
though.
balls.
I've never seen.
I'll
I've
tell you,
never
one of
seen
my
a very
one
player.
of see, look, let me show you this image. See, this for me is the image that represents football.
I know what you're gonna bring up.
Is it Maradona?
If
Is
there is
You're
one
gonna get the
image-
Maradona, bro.
It's Maradona.
if there's
I
one
know.
image that represents
Let's see.
football
What is it? The hand of God goal?
in its
No,
its
he was It was when he
if
was on that content crack.
there
Show him
is
the hand of God goal.
if there is one image.
He was on the HH's 90s
Wait,
content
wait,
crack.
wait, wait, wait. See,
Don't tell me this one at the 2018 World Cup and done that.
no,
Please
I'll
don't
show
bring
you.
up no pictures of-
Yeah, it
I'll
could
show
be
it
that
to
one
you,
as well
I'll
when
show
he's
it to
throwing the
you.
finger
Wait,
in the air.
I'm trying.
Are you gonna bring up a picture of Neymar's sister?
Hey, Diego has so many classic moments.
No, Maradona was different, guy. Maradona
I
was
don't think
different.
you wanna. Okay, but
He is.
You
okay.
showed a video of him juggling the ball.
Wait. See, if there is one image that represents football to me, this is the image. There's no.
This Bricknet.
This
Let the picture.
image represents football.
Content crack.
You
Content
see,
crack.
This is football.
This is prime
football.
cocaine Maradona.
You see, my thing
Yeah,
is
I'm
that
pretty sure after
Messi
this,
doesn't
we
understand
found out he
this.
was on cocaine.
Messi doesn't understand. See, unless
doesn't
Messi
understand
understands
dilated
what this
pupils.
image means,
But HH,
you know, this is
Dilated
football.
pupils, man.
This
I have a
is
theory though.
football.
This is my theory about
This
Messi.
is
though.
football.
HH, this is my theory about
Heck.
Messi. I think Messi chose the wrong nationality. I don't.
No,
think
don't
Yeah,
say
he should've
don't
gone
say
to
Spain.
Spain.
That
Yeah,
was
he
a
should've
shot.
went to Spain, man.
He should've gone to
Loser.
Spain.
If he
He's
chose
more-
Spain, you're a loser because
Kind of woman
that's
there, bro.
cheating. That's
No, he's
cheating.
more
Should've gone to
Spanish
Spain.
than Argentinian.
Guys, let's face it. Let's
So
face
let's
it.
be honest.
The
That's
guy is
cheating.
more. But
The
the
guy is more Spanish, Catalonian. Yeah.
He's more Catalonian
Messi
than he
has
is
five
years.
Argentinian.
You were born in Argentina, man.
I would
Claim it,
disagree
claim it.
with-
Well, no. Well, easy though. You see, his wife is Argentine. So you may believe in Spain, and also his wife is from Argentina. See, if his wife was Spanish, then okay, his wife is Argentine, and he still has ties to Argentina and so forth and everything. And I
I did
think
his wedding in Argentina.
his mom, his mom and the family still live in Argentina. That's why, like, when the Copa America was held in Argentina, like,
I got a question. Did I can't quite remember. Did Roberto Baggio retire after missing the penalty?
no, because he played in the World Cup. So no, he didn't retire. Like, he was down, bro, but he was still popping off, man.
I say the only way Messi wins this.
Wait, hold on. Let me just finish these dubs, then I'll come back to you. So, from Hamza 3096, thank you for the dub. So, Hamza 3096 says Messi hasn't performed in international finals, but Cristiano Ronaldo never played one.
That's a lie.
Let me land. Let me finish this thing. That's Cristiano Ronaldo fans' main argument. It counts, of course, but silly for them coming for Messi with it. You see, my thing is,
That's a pretty stupid argument.
No. This is what I've always said.
He's
In a
played
major
it too,
final,
actually.
in a major final, give me Cristiano over Messi.
Big time.
Yeah, I agree.
In a big, see, for me,
Big facts.
I've always said that Messi will always be the better for footballer in terms of his skill set and what he can do. Messi is more talented,
That's not even a question.
but in terms of high pressure moments, I don't want Messi near any high pressure moments.
Imagine
I
if
just
he makes two of them HH. What kind of player
It's
do you get?
it's Maradona.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's Maradona.
Yeah.
Because Maradona has the skill set and the ability and for football talents of Messi, and he has the die-hard, sweat-blood mentality character of Cristiano, which is what I've always said. See, I support.
If only he had a CL. If he only had a CL.
Well, you see, I support Pele as the GOAT because he's black.
He has a UEFA Cup, to be fair.
So see, the reason why
to be fair.
No, wait. My thing is that the reason why I say Pele is the GOAT is because he's black. Because my thing is that if a bunch of old 70-year-old white guys are saying this black dude is the greatest, he probably is. That's the argument. But take race out of it. Maradona was the GOAT because Maradona represented football in terms of the skill and the mentality.
But did you
those
see
two
Maradona
things are
in his
key.
prime HH? Did you see Maradona? Because I don't think none of us see him. So did you see
You see,
Maradona?
Nope,
you see,
I did
my
not.
thing was that I
did
saw Maradona against us in Nigeria in '94. So that wasn't necessarily his prime, but you saw we see this goal that he scored, that we see this name is, it was a crazy goal. If you look at that goal he scored against Greece, like the team play and how he put the ball in top corner. So my thing was just having Maradona. Put it this way: if Maradona didn't get done for drugs, Argentina maybe make the final, because he was such an inspirational figure that he'd inspired them to the final. So dude, it was different.
Also,
guys, I'm about to leave right now. Goodbye, guys. Have a good one, man.
Peace.
Everything, man. Come on, Croatia. Let's go, Croatia.
Okay, so from Adash 3. So Adash 3, thank you for the double, Adash 3. So Adash 3 says, ESPN have said the Euros are better than the World Cup. Basically saying the mid-tier Euro teams are better than top-tier South American teams. Shake my head. That's
ESPN are a bunch of bricks.
That's stupid.
There's only one South American in there, and he's pretty much Americanized. No offense to Alejandro.
Moreno.
Yeah, exactly. And I doubt Moreno would co-sign on that though. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But my thing is that, like, you see, that's why you just have to watch the games and not look at hype. The fact of the matter is that there are so many European teams that you're bound to get some teams that are just not very good. You know that, and that's just the fact of the matter. So once you now go into the lower tier teams, you're just not dealing with guys that are very good. Now you have more good quality teams, like about maybe 4, 5, or 6, 7 quality teams, but there are other teams that are not very good. But if you say top, bottom, South America has just better quality because everybody can play. There isn't like a team that's okay, these guys are just used. I'm sorry, there's some guys in Europe that I don't want to insult any country, so I won't name them. But there's some teams, I'm not naming them. See, if it's a club, I'll say Elche, Eibar.
We know who they are. We know who they are.
When it comes, basically, thank you. We know who they are. But for those nations, they're there to get pimp smacked.
Ronaldo. By the way, you can't say North Macedonia anymore. You can't say North Macedonia anymore. You can't say them anymore.
Hey man, respect
Andorra.
You respect North Macedonia.
Bro, North Macedonia could say what's up because
they stopped Timo Werner from scoring.
Netherlands could say what's up. So okay, and lastly from the boy, will be easy. From Hamza 3096, he says, I think this is in reference to Messi. He had help, but it was Mascherano and the defensive unit, not the attack. So Hamza,
that's cap.
Messi had you had the foundation and the team that got you to the final.
Just a bunch of apologists.
Once you're in the final,
come on.
Gid. That's what it. My keyword is Gid. Get it done. Gid. Get it done. Just I don't want to hear him because see, guys, it's people having their cake and eat it. You see, people want to say he's the GOAT, but here are some excuses. No, if he's the GOAT, the greatest finds a way because the greatest is great. The greatest supersedes things. Okay? Yeah. LB.
I think I may have asked you this question before, but if Di Maria played in that 14 final, do you think Argentina would have won?
See, it's a good possibility.
See, LB.
It's a very good possibility.
People clowned me because I said years ago, I said that I would rather have Di Maria than Messi in like a final.
Oh my god!
I said and see LB. My thing is that Messi is the better player. Messi is way better than Di Maria.
Could you have a 2014 Di Maria?
See LB. My thing that Di Maria understands what it means to be like in a high pressure situations, and see Di Maria, he revels in that high pressure. Messi doesn't like high pressure. Messi doesn't like high pressure situations. He doesn't like it. He just doesn't like it. You know? So talk to me, Hassan. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I know I don't want to promote drug violence, drug use,
God.
I say the only way Messi wins is if you just take some coke, man. Just go on the Maradona vibes. Listen, this might be a last Copa America and your last World Cup.
Hassan, bro. What if he flops even after that? What then?
Then at least he tried. Just take some coke before the Copa America.
No. See, my thing for Messi is that you see, let's just see what this Copa America looks like and everything, because I don't know. Put it this way,
guys, he can't take another final L.
No. My thing is that if they run into Brazil, if they run into Brazil, I don't see them beating Brazil. If by some weird reason Brazil somehow gets taken out and they're in the final,
they're favorites.
and it's into Brazil and they somehow mess up, I'm like, you know what, just give up.
If he's gonna get knocked out, I want it to be done early. Because if this dude goes to a final and flops again, I fear for his life.
What do you say if he gets to the final and then Sanchez knocks him out again?
Yeah, but wait, guys, I like that point. Everything up. He said if Di Maria was in that final. Let's talk about it, because for me, I don't think Germany was lost in that final. So let's talk about it. If Di Maria was in that final, what happens? Let's talk about it.
I think there's a strong possibility
that was prime Di Maria.
Yeah, because he did very good.
Yeah,
in 2014.
That was prime Di Maria.
It's you see, I remember watching that final, and I said to myself that Lavetti was ready now. Lavetti was ready.
Yeah.
If you watching it, Lavetti was making things happen. And my thing is, because of course they both wanted it, but I think a final is not about skill. It's not about skill. Is for
tangibles.
A final is, I need to look at you. Who has the biggest heart? Who wants this more? Who is ready to
psychological
sweat blood on this pitch? So that is why for Messi, you see, Barcelona and Champions League, look at the team you can build. You see, when it comes to a club final, it's different because you have a superstar team that you train with so long. When it comes to internationals, it's a whole different approach. So you see, Messi keeps bringing the Barcelona state of mind to Argentina. It doesn't work. Which is why I say Cristiano knows that, okay, this is Portugal now. I need to operate differently here. Because this is now about who you are as a guy. See, for the club football, you know this guy's tactic strategy. Internationals, it's not about strategy. It's about who are you as a guy. It's about who are you as a man. So that is why Messi needs to understand that it's not yet. Of course, we understand your talent and skill.
He's married to the Barca system.
Done.
He's married to the Barca system. That's what it is. He's married to the system.
Going on for Messi, but I still think that this whole thing harms Neymar more. In my opinion, harms Neymar more.
Wait. Why so? Explain.
Why?
Okay, well, partly because like if all is said and done, if Neymar doesn't do anything, then we're basically saying that Divock Origi has had a more successful career than Neymar. That's what we're saying.
You're not lying, though.
You're literally saying that we Divock Origi has had a better career than Neymar.
You could probably say Timo Werner has a better career too.
You know,
maybe.
so we're talking comparing Champions Leagues to Mount, so that's important. So. To be honest, Neymar needs to do something here because, like, if Vinicius,
Red Devil, you're evil, bro.
So without having a debate as to like who has a better career,
who's great,
Neymar,
Divock
Origi, or Mason Mount?
So I'm
or Timo Werner.
Okay, one Champions League.
And also, Red Devil, just call him. You saying Divock Origi like the full name? It sounds worse than just saying Origi. Just say Origi. You just say.
You know, he took played for Belgium to quarters, semis as well, man. He was playing balling for Belgium as well, man. So did much better internationally.
Oh yeah, he did beat Neymar head to head though. He beat Neymar
head to head. Was playing. So this is the thing. So at the end of the day,
Rafaela's brother, man. You're seeing what guys are. You see how guys are clowning you, bro.
I think, bro. I think.
Wait. No, I'm just saying, like, he legitimately needs to do it because whatever you say about like Messi, like his, like, fundamentally Messi's achievements speak for themselves. Like, so yes, okay, I get the thing, he should ball compliment, etc. I get that, and all the pressure, and he doesn't, but they still speak themselves. The fact of the matter is with Neymar, it's like, it's just all hype. it's just all hype. So when you take things back and go, hey, bro, what actually have you achieved? What do you actually have? It's like, bro, you only have one Champions League and a Puskas, man. You know, so like it's what actually have you
and Uber
achieved that's
Eats.
actually
Respect Uber Eats.
any significance. And as I said, like
No,
a give up
Neymar
Origi
needs another CL.
for amounts, you know, like you've not actually achieved anything substantial compared to like even B-Tech players. You know, let alone if Chelsea go and win the Champions League again next season. Are you honestly telling me that
Wait,
Mount has 2 CLs before the age of 23?
is he really better than Vladimir Smith, sir? Is he really better than Vladimir Smith, sir? I don't.
Smith
I,
has scored a
yeah,
KO and stuff like. Okay, so guys,
you know,
look, man.
so,
Just to round up because I need to sort of get my BDC before the games
Tomorrow is
tomorrow.
a
Man.
big day. Yeah, long day.
Tomorrow it's a big day. So guys, some transfers, man. Let's just do some transfers. So Red Devil, why don't first of all I find it disgusting that Sancho rejected UCL winners for Europa League final flops.
I already told you why.
Man.
I already told you why. You know
and don't
why.
bring it up. Red Devil, don't bring it up. I know,
You know why.
With
You
yes,
don't want to
thank
play
you. I
team
know,
over.
thank you. So so Red Devil, so why don't you guys want to pay the extra 12 million or 20 million? Are you that stingy with cash?
You know why. Come on, this is the Glazers FC. Like we do this where we negotiate for eons. What I think we've agreed is just essentially what's happening is like, right, we'll pay the full amount. It's just how we do it in add-ons. So Dortmund are like, we don't want these Ballon d'Or add-ons or those weird add-ons that are like unrealistic. So they want realistic add-ons, and then they're quite happy with the 90. And I think the board are like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. But, you know, the 20 or 15, 20 million, let's see if we can say, oh, you know, top scorer in the Champions League or some sort of thing like that, which obviously Dortmund
but my thing, if the money is there, which it obviously is, just pay the money. Especially if the manager says that, oh, this is a really good player that we really do need. You have the money, pay it.
Well, if I have the money, the money is more like a bank loan, and it's more about structuring the money. Like with Bram has cold cash. Bram has cash. We're talking cash. You know, the Glazers don't actually
Bram
have
or
cash.
Putin.
You know,
yeah, exactly. He's got links to Putin as well. He's got links to
Red Devil, talk.
I think it's the Russian Federation.
Red Devil, keep talking and ignore his comments.
Russian mafia.
Soviet Union.
It's irrespective. It's still cold cash. It's still cold cash that he has. Like the Glazers have borrowed debt. It's not really money. It's like invisible money. You know, money that they have to owe the bank after remortgaging Manchester United. So what they do is they have to go to the bank and say, "Bro, can we borrow some money so we can get the player that we want?" So it's about structured paying Sancho. I'm sure Manchester United will get the Sancho. We'll get a Sancho deal over the line. I'm just curious to see how that deal, if we do buy Sancho, how Dortmund will play hardball with Chelsea in terms of getting Haaland, because that seems to be
that's
no, but it's 150. I said to you, I had 154. That's the price I had. You see, my thing is that
the impression I got that Dortmund said that
you're not playing 154.
If they let Sancho go, if they let
only
Sancho
one's
go,
going this summer.
They'd be hesitant to let Haaland go.
Can I ask Red Devil a question?
No, but okay, quickly, but Haaland, see, my thing is I thought Sancho and Haaland were going to stay this summer, but from Haaland's point of view, I think Haaland was like, hey, Jaden, let's Marco Rose, Jude Bellingham, let's roll for one more year. Now, if Sancho is jumping ship, Haaland is like, what's the point in me staying here? And my thing is that Dortmund have a price. They have it, and if you meet their price, boom. So I believe that price is. I think that's 154. If they pay it, whether Chelsea wouldn't pay it, if they pay that 154, I think he's gone. Now,
wait, hold on.
There will not be any wiggle room. Like they say, no, 154 not. Yeah.
Do you think Bram will pay that?
Yes,
I think
because
the wages is the problem.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
He wants like
it's the wages.
300 a week. Yeah.
No,
because my thing is that
400.
Abramovich has actually this is why you gotta love my owner, man. He has singly said no. I want Haaland, and I am going to do all I can to get this striker because he's very invested in the footballing nature of Chelsea. So it's about wages, salary, and so forth, and how you now manage that within the wage structure, financial structure of the team. But in terms of
structure of the team, he'd break the wage structure of Chelsea. You know, and if you're telling me that you're going to make Haaland most highly paid player over likes of Kante, etc. That's going to cause complete division. Like we did with Alexis Sanchez, we did the same thing where we made him the most highest paid, and it caused complete division in the dressing room. You can't make him more paid player than Kante. Or even
you
Mount,
can't. See,
come on,
Haaland, you need to chill. You've not earned the rights to now be the best paid player at Chelsea.
You forget who is his agent. He will want that.
Damn who his agent is, bro. You've not earned the freaking rights to be paid that much. So actually, let me just hit this double, and then I want to ask you guys something about Mbappe.
And shout out to Abdullahi in the comments.
Wait, I'm going to talk about the decline of Barcelona. I'm not getting their signings.
Okay, no, wait. So, Emin, actually, I also want to talk about Wijnaldum. I want to ask you and Hassan and Anthony about Wijnaldum. So, from Emin says, L'Argentina, which is hash, L'Argentina haven't won anything since 1993. Damn, wow. Jesus, man, that's bad. Shane Schubert says,
to see it.
Shane Schubert says nobody's changing the GOAT's opinion because of a Copa win.
Facts,
Shane, I don't think you've been onto Twitter.
Messi fanboys.
Shane, go onto Twitter. Shane, if Messi wins Copa America, they will say that Messi is better than Jesus Christ. They will say that Messi.
They already say that.
Bro, they'll call R9 a bomb.
Hassan, did you remember Messi had long hair at one point?
So first off, actually, let me build up to the whole Mbappe thing. So to Hassan and Jamal, let me confess to Hassan. Wijnaldum, how big of a miss is that?
For us? Not that big. Yeah. Not that big. I mean, I was a big Gini fan, but last season he turned into Wijnaldum. He just kept the ball, didn't pass forward, went backwards, sideways. But for PSG, I think that's a good signing. That's a good signing. It just again trash.
So who fulfills Wijnaldum's role then at Liverpool? Of
Thiago.
What Wijnaldum does?
Thiago.
Well, apparently we're trying to get in Tielemans, but that's looking a bit expensive. We're linked to Barella as well, which I doubt we'll get. There's one guy, a German guy, I think.
Neuhaus.
What about that Harry Wilson?
Easy. Relax. We're trying to win a CL. That's Harry Wilson. Yeah.
Okay, so what's it called? Jamal, Wijnaldum.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna miss Wijnaldum more the person than the player. I mean, the guys always say he was good in for the dressing room, keep things high, but as a player, I think it was time to leave, man. But one thing I want to say it is, because I see you bring up this point on Wijnaldum about going to PSG. Before he joined Liverpool, he was about 24 hours away from going to Tottenham, and Pochettino wanted him. So that's the reason why he joined PSG, because I think Pochettino called him and convinced him about the project. So I think he's a Pochettino signing. So I think that's why he went to PSG.
So look, man, let's talk this whole Mbappe thing, man. I want to understand PSG's logic. If Mbappe says he's not signing,
they have no logic.
Extension.
Free mind.
Why would you want to now? Because you're not in a strong position. Are you now going to say, "Oh, we'll just keep him for a year. We hope he helps us win a Champions League," and if that doesn't happen, he now goes for a free? You allow one of the most sought after players in the world to go for a free?
They're just saying that until they can convince him.
Okay, Ro, talk to me, Ro.
Yeah, so I think Mbappe is gonna wait out the year and he's gonna go for free, and it's not because PSG is gonna not allow him to leave this year. It's because Real Madrid do not have the funds for him. So I think if PSG somehow lower their asking price to say less than 100, I see there's no way that Madrid can afford Mbappe this year.
Well, no. There is 0% chance of, specifically with what PSG said in the statement, that he's not going for one Copa less than 100. He's going for at least 200 or something. So my thing is, he's living on a free, because I don't think there's going to be anybody that will be able to afford it. And I think, see, Mbappe, he knows that. I think Mbappe knows that do I really want to lock myself into this PSG contracts thing, or do I just want to keep my options open, see what the lay of the land is, and just jump ship? Because maybe this whole long term PSG thing ain't it, or what I thought it was.
And also, like, the only way I could see Mbappe signing to a PSG contract, and this is the only way, is if somehow PSG gets if somehow PSG they get Cristiano Ronaldo, then I do see Mbappe. He'll be like, okay, I wouldn't mind staying here and seeing how this goes. Because in my opinion, Cristiano Ronaldo, if PSG buys him, he will be the answer to their problems. I feel like he can straighten up PSG, and I know
that's what you said.
No, well,
PSG have a better
Juventus
squad though. PSG have a much better squad than Juventus.
And
the issue to
Munir,
the is
after
ownership, not the players per se. It's the culture.
No,
and
all right.
ownership.
Well, Munir said that after he left PSG and went to Dortmund, he said that PSG is always it's like you go to the clubs every single day. It's a party.
Yeah, exactly.
And he said there is no real competitiveness, or like
exactly.
I would say strictness to the club. So I feel like if Cristiano Ronaldo goes to PSG, that would fix a lot of the players, that will even straighten up Neymar, because Cristiano Ronaldo, you could say he's the epitome of how strict a footballer should be.
But I don't think you're going to get Neymar and Mbappe. No, I don't think you're going to get Neymar and Mbappe to submit to Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think Neymar will head the other way if he comes in.
Like Rafaela's brother is on a whole other.
His name is Neymar.
Guys, this guy left Nike just because Cristiano was there to go to Puma, so he would leave instantly.
And also, like, Nike have dropped him as well, so
I have to ask you a question.
Yes.
This is when it gets serious right now.
Oh God.
I want your dream signings, and your dream signing is not to win the Premier League. It's to win the treble. What are your dream signs to make
Cristiano is up there.
Bro, he wants Haaland, Mbappe, and Sancho. That's who he wants. Haaland, Mbappe, and Sancho.
Too.
Realistic.
He's gonna make a video on Mbappe.
Well, my thing is that Lewandowski said he wanted to leave. So Lewandowski would be one.
To win it.
Yeah, well, that's one.
So that means he's automatically linked to Chelsea.
Marco.
Mbappe on a free. Remember, he's going to be free. That's his 2. And
your boy Marco.
And
Hakimi.
Marco. And Hazard. Eden Hazard too. He wants him back.
No.
Yeah,
Give me those friends. Okay, guys, look, man. Guys, tomorrow is a big day, man. Another big day of stuff. Let me hit the hay. So, guys, I will see you back here and guys, England. After all the hype, you better not disappoint with some trash, man. Let's see, man. Guys, peace out. Stay true.
Thorgan is the real Zard. Thorgan is the real. Thorgan is the real Zard. Is the